Right, check with your calendar. It's just a day to the closure of the month of July, which means that we're just about ending the first month in the second half of the year 2026. Now, let me ask you, what has happened to your New Year resolution? Are you on course, or you need to up your game? No matter where you are, don't be dismayed. Don't feel that, I've not achieved much on my New Year resolution and so I'm not making progress. Look, every day you make progress towards your dream. You've just not taken account of how far you have come. If you were to do that, you will realize that you've done so much. So don't feel down, don't trouble your soul. No, just be, live. Make sure that you are not looking down on yourself, but count your blessings. Because the more you count your blessings, the more joyful you will be. And the more joyful you are, the more you are able to think, be happy, glorify God, and you do exploit. So good morning to you wherever you are, and welcome to the AM show. Now, let's run you through how today will be. We have some updates on news for you, and then we'll bring you sports up there as well. And then we'll bring you news review. This morning, we begin with three major issues testing Ghana's democracy, justice system, and the fight against illegal mining. Well, now the Supreme Court has delivered a landmark ruling that could transform internal party elections, declaring that all registered party members, not just selected delegates, must be allowed to vote in the election of party leaders and candidates. Political parties now have 1 year to comply. Will the expanded primaries deepen internal democracy or simply increase the cost of politics? Well, the political parties are divided over this. Politicians are divided. Do we go the Supreme Court way, or do we stay within where we are? But that is law. So will the parties, comply with the law, or will they go contrary? If they go contrary, there will be repercussions. If they affirm that ruling, there will be repercussions. But which one do they take? We'll delve into that matter here this morning. Now, the Apex Court has also affirmed the prosecutorial powers of the Office of the Special Prosecutor, dismissing a constitutional challenge against its authority to independently prosecute corruption-related offenses. Now, does the ruling strengthen Ghana's anti-corruption drive and validate the special prosecutor's mandate, or does it not? We'll delve into that as well. Meanwhile, a joint news investigation from Mpaofiase district in the Western region paints a troubling picture of the fight against galamsey. Illegal mining is thriving in front of a police station, destroying wetlands and cocoa farms, with some miners alleging they pay weekly dues to security personnel and other stakeholders. Well, now has impunity become the biggest obstacle to winning the war against illegal mining? Well, these matters, we'll delve into all of these. And to discuss these issues, we are joined by Amanda Akwaku-Clinton, head of Clinton Chambers and Consultancy, and Dr. Joshua Jebuntie Zato, senior lecturer, political analyst, and senior fellow at APL. Hamza Suoyene is lawyer and member of the NDC's communications team. Aaron Asiedu Entry is member of the MPP's communications team. And later on the show, as Ghana marks World Day Against Trafficking in Persons, we'll bring you the story of a survivor who spent 3 solid years in forced labor on Lake Volta, and the officers and prosecutors working to stop human trafficking and secure justice for victims. This is how the show will be. My name is Samuel Kojo Brace. As usual, I do this with Emefa Akosua Adeti. Into one in Kabula Bawo, and you'll say, join here. Na Marizala Koju, Nonu Bununi, ya one year dream Ghana, Hanamo Fazua Ghana, Kavana Babeka Kavia, more Debelamoka Yene, Kranaye. So thank you very much for joining us. From now to 10 a.m., stay with us. Let's build Ghana together. Whatever you've been given to do, please do it well, because that is how together we can build Ghana. Stay with us. This is the AM show on Joy News. We start with the AM News with Nicholas.
It's time for the AM News. I am Nicholas Eko-Yamwa. The AM News is sponsored by Palladium Residences. Now, the Health Minister, Minta Akando, says Ghana imports not less than $14 billion of pharmaceutical products from other countries because of the high cost of raw materials and limited access to financing. Now, speaking at the 27th anniversary of the Pharmaceutical Manufacturers Association of Ghana in Accra, he argued that if the country can manufacture more pharmaceutical products, it could help strengthen security and bring economic growth. Kelvin Osai Ahene has more in the following report.
On the occasion, Health Minister Kobina Minta Akando announced government's plans to invest in the local pharmaceutical industry. According to him, the country currently imports not less than $14 billion worth of pharmaceutical products. He said it is long overdue for Ghana to shift from this dependency paradigm.
Proposals must not stay on the podium alone. Proposals must not be restricted to days like this, but then they must also follow up with the ministries and other stakeholders so that we can operationalize any proposals that come up. We have also advised them not to restrict themselves to Ghana, to compete globally, to be very competitive so that they can target the global market, because we import not less than $14 billion worth of pharmaceutical products onto the continent. And so when they position themselves with other comparative advantages, I think that we must look at it from two perspectives: health security and economic growth. So once we begin to produce more of these pharmaceutical products in this country, it will create a lot of jobs for the people in the country. And again, because we convert our currency to other currencies to import the ones we import, the 70% we import. If we manufacture a lot of them in the country, it means that we'll convert less of our currency, and that gives strength to our currency. So it contributes to the strengthening of the economy.
The presidential advisor for the 24-hour economy, Gusutano, on his part, added that the flagship policy will target supporting the manufacturing sector to facilitate the production of more pharmaceutical products locally.
So there are many things we're doing together with an incentive regime that we propose to the Ministry of Finance to lower the income tax rate for those who invest in manufacturing, including pharmaceuticals, accelerate the depreciation for new capital equipment, provide waivers, import waivers, and so on for raw materials, as well as for VAT and so on. So you create an entire system of both fiscal and non-fiscal incentives that attract investment into Ghana, both and also from within Ghana, from both our private sector and also the international private sector as well.
President of the Pharmaceutical Association, Dr. Samuel Atto Tobin, noted that the country produces just 30% of pharmaceutical products. He argued that more products can be manufactured in Ghana if the government provides the needed support.
mention of $14 billion into the whole of Africa. And this one, in Ghana, we produce about 30% of our total pharmaceuticals that we use in here. I think that if the government supports us, we also enlarge our industries more. That we are just about 38 members. So if we can give loans to the smaller ones, so they can also come up. Then the industry will be enlarging. If the industry is enlarging, then we can have a lot of pharmaceutical companies to cater for the remaining 70% of our imports. Because when we are able to manufacture more, we give jobs to our citizens. Number two, we give security to our citizens, because security means that there will be less importation of pharmaceutical fake products into our system.
For Joy News, Kevin Osai Ahines report read to you.
Now, government has begun a comprehensive assessment of Ghana's housing sector to identify policy, regulatory and financing gaps hampering the delivery of affordable homes. The Ghana Viral Model Assessment being implemented through the National Home Ownership Fund in partnership with Shelter Afrique Development Bank is expected to provide an evidence-based roadmap for improving housing delivery and expanding access to affordable homes. Minister for Works, Housing and Water Resources Kenneth Gilbert Ejay says the exercise is particularly important as government seeks to reduce the national housing deficit while promoting sustainable urban development.
We are confident that its recommendations will support government's efforts to reduce the national housing deficit while fostering inclusive and sustainable urban development. The government is fully committed to supporting this important exercise. I therefore encourage all ministries, departments and agencies, metropolitan, municipal and district assemblies, development partners, financial institutions, professional bodies, academia, civil society organizations and the private sector to actively participate in the assessment and provide the information, expertise and technical support required for its successful implementation. It is our expectation that the findings from the viral assessment will provide a strong evidence base for policy reforms and shape discussions at the upcoming National Conference on Housing Finance later this year.
Government says it hopes the findings will inform policy reforms and attract greater private sector investment. Now, the assessment examines 5 critical areas of the housing ecosystem: institutions, regulations, actors, finance, and local initiatives. Listen to representatives of the Shelter Afrique Development Bank.
The viral study is designed to complement, not duplicate, existing national housing strategies and the valuable work already undertaken by development partners. Not later than this morning, we understood that there was the launch of the National Urban Policy and slum upgrading policy as well. So what we are about to sign this afternoon is really the implementation of a lot of those policies that we just talked about. Okay. So the added value of the viral lies in bringing these efforts together into a single integrated framework that identifies priority reforms, aligns stakeholders around a shared vision, and translates analysis into a practical action plan.
Moving on, the Chief Executive Officer of the Youth Employment Agency, Malik Basintale, has defended the decision by young people who seek greener pastures abroad, arguing that migration can be a legitimate path to success if done through safe and regulated channels. He insisted the focus should be on creating systems that allow young people to access overseas employment without exposing themselves to exploitation. The Flow Report has more.
of the nationwide labor migration readiness campaign, the YEA CEO said the challenge is not young people's desire to work abroad, but ensuring they have access to safe and legitimate pathways. He said the labor exchange program is intended to provide that opportunity by connecting young Guineans to regulated international employment while protecting them from exploitation.
It is not wrong for anybody to decide that you want to go out of the country in search of greener pastures. Nobody knows where the success story to your destiny lies. And so if you are fortunate to have succeeded in your country, it doesn't mean that another person should not take advantage of greener pastures out there to also succeed. And so that opportunity must be available, and the YEA, in collaboration with all our mother ministries and our partners, are here to serve that opportunity.
Also present at the event was Labour Minister Rashid Pelpo, who said the nationwide campaign will equip prospective migrants with practical information before they seek employment abroad.
And so this campaign will also provide young people across the 16 regions of this country with accurate information on available opportunities, applicable processes, skill requirements, employment expectations, workers' rights, financial literacy, and responsible migration practices. And I'm happy to note that this launch is not just going to be here alone. It will be spread throughout these regions. And it will also support applicants through registration, skill profiling, career guidance, and pre-departure preparations to improve their readiness to employment abroad.
The Minister for Youth Development and Empowerment, Kojo, says Ghana's labor migration campaign is designed to protect young people from exploitation rather than simply promote overseas employment.
Now, the University of Education Winneba is intensifying efforts to equip students with practical skills while strengthening partnerships to improve academic excellence and infrastructure development. At the 2026 Educational Fair of the Faculty of Health, Allied Sciences and Home Economics Education, stakeholders renewed calls for the stronger alumni support to enhance the faculty's growth. Now speaking at the event, senior lecturer at the Department of Home Economics, Kuntum Comfort Mada, emphasized that vocational and practical skills remain key to tackling unemployment and called for greater investment in entrepreneurship education.
Allied Sciences and Home Economics Education at the University of Education Winneba held its 2026 Educational Fair on the theme Building Together for a Sustainable Future, Strengthening the Fashion Legacy through Alumni Partnership. Dean of the faculty, Professor Fred Yawogbagbo, said the fair is intended to mobilize resources towards the construction of a dedicated faculty building.
Looking at the increasing numbers of students, the laboratories that we have currently, they are meant for just about 100 students, but we have more than 100 students, about 1,000 plus. And in terms of a house to house the lecturers, the students as lecture theatres, we have outgrown what we have now. And so that is the essence of trying to raise funds so that we can expand by building a dedicated faculty block to house the 7 departments within the faculty. The program we are having now, the essence is to raise funds. So as soon as we get the required amount for the project, we will start. So we are reaching out to corporate entities out there, philanthropists, alumni of the faculty, and people who have education at heart to come to our aid so that we can accomplish the purpose of this faculty educational fair.
Senior lecturer at the Department of Home Economics, Katum Comfort Mada, stressed that vocational and practical skills remain key to tackling unemployment in Ghana.
If what they are doing today, they are the same teachers who are going into the TVET schools. The TVET schools are being trained for the industry. Home economics, we are not training our students just for the industry alone. We are also training them for. That is why you see education attached to all the departments. We are training them to go and teach. And if they are going to teach, then they should be able to teach the right principles, the right practicals, so that others in the TVET schools can also acquire it and generate income so that we can gradually erase unemployment in Ghana.
The founding father of Dreams College of Creative Arts, Dr. Clement Asemira, commended the initiative as a step towards the socio-economic growth of the country.
It's very impressive, and we find ourselves in a world where skill acquisition has become a great deal. So we are acquiring the knowledge, we are acquiring the skill. But one thing that really excites me is knowing that these individuals are excited, whatever they are acquiring is for the purpose of contributing to the socio-economic growth of our beloved country, which is quite impressive.
From Winneba, Abigail Lissel Nkoma reports for Joy News.
Away from that, illegal fishing, climate change and pollution are pushing West Africa's marine resources closer to crisis, threatening their livelihoods of millions who depend on the ocean. Now, experts are calling for stronger conservation measures as Ghana's first marine protected area gained recognition as a key intervention. There's more in the following report.
Communities across Ghana, the ocean is a lifeline, but illegal fishing, declining fish stocks and pollution are putting growing pressure on marine resources. Ghana's Greater Cape 3 Points Marine Protected Area is being recognized as a major step towards restoring biodiversity and improving fish stocks. However, stakeholders say effective ocean protection requires stronger monitoring, enforcement, and broader conservation approaches. The International Union for Conservation of Nature's regional workshop in Accra is exploring new strategies, including other effective area-based conservation measures to strengthen marine governance across 13 West African countries. The discussions are supported by a €59 million European Union investment under the West Africa Sustainable Ocean Programme. Experts say collaboration and innovation will be critical to achieving the global target of protecting 30% of marine and terrestrial areas by 2030. Head of Infrastructure and Sustainable Development at the EU delegation to Ghana, Paulina Rozeka, says expanding conservation tools beyond traditional marine protected areas is necessary to secure long-term protection for ocean resources.
In that vein, I would like to commend and congratulate Ghana for officially declaring its first ever marine protected area and the Greater Cape 3 Points on April 14 earlier this year. And at the same time, I would like to call upon effective protecting of that area from the impacts of gold mining pollution. We all know that this zone in Ghana is crucial to restoring collapsing small pelagic fish stocks and protecting vital marine habitats. And we know also that the formal marine protected areas alone remain insufficient in coverage and unevenly distributed. This workshop is therefore timely and action-oriented. Its objective is to examine how they can be integrated into national biodiversity strategies, sectoral policies, and marine spatial planning.
Chief Director at the Ministry of Fisheries and Aquaculture Development, Dr. Afisa Zakaria, highlights concerns over contamination of marine resources, warning that protecting ocean health is essential to ensuring safe fish consumption.
If we are able to conserve and then increase production, indirectly or directly will be supporting the economy. And so for us in Ghana, yes, it will help us a lot. And also when we look at the health aspects of fish or the ocean or the sea in general, I'm using all the terminologies to qualify all the water we have around. So if you look at all this, we have various resources coming from there. And so once we conserve that, we are able to get healthy fish from there that will feed and nourish the people. We don't want contaminated fish that we will consume that will end up making us fall sick.
Stakeholders say the focus now is turning commitments into action to protect West Africa's oceans and the millions who depend on them. Matasewa Boache's report, read to you.
Coming up next is the business update with my Ahanta brother Samuel Kojo Breeze.
Well, let's do some business now. And the Chief Executive Officer of the Volta River Authority, Edward Obeng Kenzo, is making a strong case for reliable and affordable electricity as a key driver of Ghana's economic development. Speaking at the 60th annual meeting of the Association of Power Utilities of Africa, Mr. Kenzo said a stable power supply remains critical to expanding industrial activities, supporting the mining sector, and enabling small and medium-sized enterprises to grow.
Bold in pursuing a balanced, clean energy future. Renewable energy can help expand access, improve affordability, and build resilience. While nuclear energy offers the prospect of reliable, low-carbon base load power to complement renewables, stabilizes grids, and support industrial growth. And this is where I would like, as a continent, we should also keep our focus to make sure at least we also get a clean civil use of nuclear power. We have the resources in this country. Nuclear and renewable energy should not be seen as competing choices, but a complementary pillars of energy security, climate resilience, green industrialization, and regional market integration. For us at VRA, Ghana's premium power generation company, this agenda aligns with our commitment to operational excellence, innovation, stability, and partnership that add value to lives.
Away from that, despite the progress made by the government in restoring macroeconomic stability, the energy sector remains one of the most significant fiscal risks facing the country. Deloitte has disclosed in its assessment of the mid-year budget review. The following report captures more.
According to the professional services firm, though the mid-year review identifies the financial health of the Electricity Company of Ghana and the broader energy sector as important reform priorities, the firm's financial challenges have implications in the energy sector, but also for the broader fiscal position of the country. The report explained that without meaningful reforms, losses within the sector could eventually migrate onto the government's balance sheet and undermine hard-won gains in debt sustainability. For this reason, Deloitte urged the government to pursue the energy sector reforms with urgency and consistency.
That's all in business update. Back to you, my brother, Nicholas Yamwa.
Thank you so much to my Ahanta brother for bringing us business update on the AM News. The AM News was sponsored by Palladium Residences. We have more coming for you on the AM show with sports with Haruna Mubarak. I am Nicholas Eko Yamwa. Good morning.
Palladium Residences in Achimota isn't just an address, it's the home you truly earned. Secure your place with just a 10% deposit and choose from beautifully designed modern apartments or spacious townhouses built for everyday comfort. This is more than a building. It's a vibrant, curated community with a clubhouse, state-of-the-art gym, and an on-site hotel, all at ABC Junction, minutes from Achimota Mall. Enjoy city energy while retreating to your private sanctuary. Call now to reserve your unit and benefit from limited launch incentives, including priority unit selection, executive pricing, and flexible payment options available. Don't miss the chance to pick the best homes. Book your private site visit today. Call 050-9823-424. Palladium Residences. Live smart, invest better.
Through every stage of life, some things simply stay with us. The spirit of never giving up. A throwback to a bygone era when love was service. The silent statement of love. A thoughtful gesture that deepens bonds, balancing work and life. Every drop refreshes, every sip hydrates, just as it should. I am awake, one for life. Drink water, drink awake. Supporting the National Cardiothoracic Center.
This advert only has one job, to keep up with you. But when your camera freezes, your messages arrive late, your video calls keeps breaking, and your battery gives up even before the day begins. Maybe your phone is trying to tell you something. Maybe it's time to get something better. Purchase the phone that keeps up with you during CompuGhana's Mobile Prime Week, the biggest mobile phone festival where top brands meet best prices. From the 27th of July to the 9th of August, enjoy exciting discounts on smartphones from Samsung, Tecno, Infinix, Itel, Vivo, Xiaomi, Huawei, Hotwave, and Doji, plus amazing gifts. CompuGhana has the right choice for you. Visit any CompuGhana showroom or shop online at CompuGhana.com. Call us on 0302-752020 or WhatsApp us on 0243-143-143. Mobile Prime Week, the biggest mobile phones festival. Top brands, best prices. CompuGhana, passion for technology.
Hi, now let me share my wildlife experience with you at Safari Valley Eco Park.
Welcome to Safari Valley Eco Park.
Our electric shuttle pulled up and in no time our tour began. We were surrounded by wildlife from the moment we entered the Eco Park. We were greeted by experienced tour guides who took us through orientation and how to better enjoy the experience. Watch these animals roam freely in their natural habitat undisturbed by our presence. We saw zebras, sable antelope, brown cranes, mara, silky chicken, nyalas, Shetland ponies, and so many animals I just couldn't keep up. Our tour guides taught us so much about the wildlife, their behavior, and how to interact with them. I even fed them. We also went fishing on a man-made canal. Then we took a break to have lunch in this serene environment. All this amazing experience for this price for adults, this price for teenagers. It's a bargain. As the sun began to set, it was time to go back home, but not before dinner by the campfire. It has been a thrill of a lifetime, and I can't wait till my next visit.
Safari Valley Eco Park, bringing you closer to nature.
Welcome to Sulas Enterprise, the shop that deals in industrial machinery such as generators, rice millers, water pumps, compressors, and mowers. From the smallest to the largest capacity, at Sulas Enterprise, we give you nothing but the best from the best brands such as Honda and Perkins. When it comes to our generators, we also sell mowers coming from brands like Honda, Briggs and Straton, and Oleoma. And when it comes to our water pumps, we offer you brands like Lily, Pro Rodin, and Pedrolo water pumps. We also sell rice millers for all capacities. We are located at Spintex Kakalika Plaza. Also, find our various locations as displayed on screen, or call us on the following numbers: 0243-839-463 or 0554-154-416 or 0240-541-493.
Sulas Enterprise, where quality meets affordability.
Mistress, bad referee decisions? Don't let your child's grade suffer a bad match. Ensure a straight win this academic season with curriculum-aligned textbooks and interactive tools from Pegasus Publishing. From preschool to senior high school, we have the exact game plan your kids need to ace their classes. And because it's World Cup season, you get a massive 20% every single book. Don't drop points. Call 059-50-10175 or dash to Pegasus Publishing in Accra, Newtown, right opposite the Total Energy Station. Free delivery within Accra when you call. Pegasus Publishing, shaping minds, winning futures.
Morning, it's time for sports on the AM show. My name is Haruna Mubarak, and Ghana opened their 2026 Women's Africa Cup of Nations campaign with a 2-0 victory over tournament debutant Cape Verde, marking a perfect start to their quest for a place at the 2027 FIFA Women's World Cup. The Black Queens, who suffered defeat in their opening match at the previous edition, ensured there would be no repeat this time as an early Doris Boudou strike and a second-half on goal secured all 3 points in the Group D opener. Highlights for you.
Of the game between Ghana and Cape Verde at 6 p.m. this afternoon in the Mulai Rashid Stadium here in Casablanca. We are 1 day away from the second phase of the games in the group stage. All eyes are now on Cape Verde as they make their debut. Ball brilliantly, trying to move forward. The attacker is one-on-one with the keeper, but that was goal! Such a great goal from the Ghanaian, who just opened the score here in the first ever appearance against Cape Verde. Such an organized game between the Ghanaian players. Rodriguez concede the goal, but Ghana are not giving up, but that was closer to the back. Boyaki from Boyaki to Kusi, and are we going to see a second goal? Here we are closer to, and we are here in the penalty box. That was a great tackle from now with Lorca, who that was goal. What an own goal for Ghana. Now we are witnessing the second goal after a mistake from Vieira in the Cape Verdean side. That was a mistake. Here comes the final whistle of this game between Ghana and Cape Verde, as Ghana now secure the 3 points.
Now, in the other group game, in Group D, of course, Ngamanga, she struck twice as Cameroon claimed a hard-fought 2-1 victory over Mali to move to second on the table behind Ghana.
And we are away here. It's floated in there. It's a dangerous position. Really good header on it. Ball played forwards again. Maybe a bit more of an opportunity here. into space. Can she get it down? Really nice run. It's 1-0. Well, it dribbled its way there. Didn't know if it was going to go in, but the goal is number 11, Marija Salmanga. And Cameroon have their breakthrough. Here we go. Goal. 1-0 after a lengthy wait. Takes nerves to put away a penalty like that with that type of confidence. And Traoré scores and hits the Sioux. No long throw this time, but ball's played in at a second time of asking. Nice little nod on that. Great ball into the back post. Goes in between the legs, here it comes, pops out again, goes into the side. Great ball from Enjoyer. Abam goes for goal. Potentially the pass might have been on. Slotted home. Goalkeeper went the right way. But no mistake about it. 2-1 Cameroon. Manga's second. Drive towards goal. It's come loose. Huge chance. Oh, that was a super chance. And that is the final whistle.
Football now, and Ghana's Black Satellites will be looking to bounce back from their 4-2 defeat to Nigeria in their opening match of the Wafubi Championship. They take on Burkina Faso later today in their second Group A fixture, after defensive lapses, which caused them, of course, in their opener. Head coach Master Konodi says the team has worked hard to avoid a repeat.
Prepared the boys psychologically and physically for tomorrow's encounter. What happened on Monday, we've kept that behind us. It's past and gone. There's nothing we can do about it. But going forward, I think the assignment ahead of us is very, very important and crucial to all of us. So that is what we are, thinking about and working towards to, achieve our objectives. For the positive side of the game, we told the boys that we need to use ball circulation to our advantage, and where we are strong at, especially with our wide areas, we need to exploit those areas very, very well. And I think if we continue to do that, we were discussing with the players to help the entire team. Secondly, we also spoke about how to defend very well, especially under intense pressure. Most of the guys are new to this tournament and some were like a bit jittery, but we have worked on them psychologically. And the physical aspects, most of them has recovered and are ready to meet Burkina tomorrow. Yeah, they progress the ball progressively. They have some quality in their squad, but so do we.
So some pre-season friendly, Liverpool, they won their second straight match under new coach Andoni Iraola as they defeated Wrexham by a 1-0 at Yankee Stadium in New York. Highlights for you.
Well, that's a lovely ball that's played on towards Josh Abbey. And Danny Ward is able to make the save. Smith able to help it back towards Callum Doyle at one. And this is Lewis Kumas. Well, he doesn't need asking twice. And that's a ball towards Smith. And Mamadashvili able to come and gather. James with the corner. Met by Doyle. Moving at pace, Tsimikas. Kumas getting the shot away, but was well charged down. Soboslai. Here come Liverpool again. It's Kumas, it's Elliott, and Ward is called upon to make the save. Soboslai with the hit. That's well saved again by Danny Ward. It's nicely on the set. A little bit of space wide left as the ball was delivered looking for Kakache, and then the save by Mamadashvili. It's ball ready again. It's good layup for Soboslai. Now Ingamore. Deflection and in. They just backed off Rio Ingamore and paid the ultimate price. Liverpool get their goal and lighting up New York City is Rio Ingamore.
On that note, we wrap up the sports segment on AM Show. My name is Haruna Mubarak.
Welcome back to the AM Show. Now, before we delve into our matters arising for this morning, let me bring you this story. He was 12 years old, the best student in his class, and had never seen his hometown. A woman he was told to call Auntie promised to take him there, but instead led him onto a boat and disappeared. What followed was 3 years of forced labor on Lake Volta, where children were beaten, starved, and in some cases left to die. Now, as Ghana marks World Day Against Trafficking in Persons, Adobia Asare and Stephen Mensah bring you a story of a survivor and the officials working to prevent other children from suffering the same fate.
In the Volta region, Godwin Dogbe was known for being smallish. He was also known for being clever. At school, he regularly came top of his class. He loved reading. And in the community where he was raised by his aunt, people knew him and looked out for him.
I live a very happy life in the community. Everybody even wants to help me, even wish to be of help to me all the time. Whilst, let me say, I don't personally need it that time, but they want to help me because of how good I am in the community, take everything easy with everybody, live one and live. It's a happy life back then, yeah.
It was in many ways an ordinary childhood, until one day, his father introduced him to a woman he called his aunt. She said she would take Godwin to see his hometown during the school holidays. For a boy who had never met much of his extended family, the prospect was exciting.
I was 12 years in GHS 3. Where one day I was in let me say, Form 3A, third term. That's the last vacation for us to go and write our end of year. That's the BEC. And then the vacation, my father came to me with a certain lady that she is my auntie. I was very, very happy to meet her the first time, and we exchanged words, and then she also explained further that she wants to take me to go and meet my extended family as well, and also know my hometown, because since I was born, I do not know my hometown, where I'm supposed to go or call my hometown. So with that, everybody agreed on her. And they agreed mainly because she came with my father, because everybody know my father and then they trust him. So they allow me to follow her. She promised only 1 week to spend there. So we went there. She actually took me to our hometown. When we got there, I was late, so I need to have a rest, and I slept the following day. She took me around the community, showing me our grandparents' house, how they live, where they moved from, and I was very, very happy, and I love it as well. So we are fast approaching. Our resuming date is close, and I'm like, I need to go back to go and continue my studies, and then before writing my final exam. When I was going with her, I carry my books along, my dictionary, my textbook, so that even I'm on vacation, I know what is ahead of me when we resume. So I need to study more to get the pass mark that I wanted. And then she's like, okay, so far as I want to go back, one of her uncle lives at Dambai, also wants to visit me. So like, he also wants to meet me. So he's the one that will help me with some exercise book. I don't need exercise book. So frankly speaking, I don't need exercise book or textbook or anything. But you see, she knows what, and I cannot say that I don't need the exercise book. So she said he is the one that, so let me also go and then meet him as well. Also excited to meet my extended family as well.
The arrangement carried something powerful, trust. And according to Superintendent William Ayaraga of the Ghana Police Service, that is often where trafficking begins. A parent trusts the person bringing the offer. A child trusts the people making it. And the journey begins.
Depending on the form of the trafficking, we have different forms. We have sexual exploitation as a form, we have labor exploitation, we have domestic servitude, we have trafficking to commit crime, we have sexual, we have what we call romance crime trafficking. It depends. When we talk about people who are recruited to voter lake to be exploited in the lake, the source communities has always been in those communities along the sea. That is Ekumpuano, Cape Coast, Winneba to what do you call it, up to Pram. Those coastal lines. Why? Because they want children who can swim. Because most of these perpetrators go to those communities and recruit young men and women under the pretext of taking them to the city for educational purposes. They end up sending them to Yeji and 8 environs to be exploited in fishing.
Godwin's trip to his hometown went as promised. Then, before it was time to return to school, the woman suggested another visit. An uncle, she said, lived on the island near Lake Volta. The journey began at Abotwase. By boat, they traveled towards an island near Ketekrachi. They left at 7 in the morning and arrived at 9 that night. By the following day, the woman who had brought Godwin there had disappeared. No explanation, no goodbye, and no obvious way home.
So we set off the next day. And then I'm like, we set off, we get to Abotiasi. And I'm like, no, this is not Abotiasi because I've been to Dambai before for excursion to see how they use the Pantu to cross from Dambai to Ketekrachi. So I've been there, and she's like, we are going over lake, an island. If she told me earlier on that we are going over lake, because of how smart I am, how I used to ask questions and a lot of that, I will not agree to follow her because I know when I get there, return will be very difficult. Even though she will be there with me, but I will not allow her to take me there. That's why she said Dambai. But where I was that time, I can't go back or say anything, so I just need to follow her and then accept that yes, we will return the next 3 days. So we got there, we set off from Abotiasi 7 a.m. We got to the island 9 p.m. All these hours just on the Lake Volta, moving from Abotiasi to the island of Bukul near Ketekrachi. When we got there, it was late, so we just need to go to meet the man that she was talking about, the uncle that she is talking about. We introduced ourselves to each other, and the man actually said that he is my uncle. And I also believe because I know no one, and then that ends everything. The following day, I woke up. I usually woke up early, even when I was, because of I need to do some money prepping before get myself ready for school. And so I actually woke up very early, and then she's like, when I asked, I did not find the woman that I came with that claims she be my aunt, and she's actually my auntie, my real auntie. When I ask everybody, she's nowhere to be found. Where she is, they say they don't know where she is.
The man Godwin had been told was his uncle was in fact the boatmaster, and the work waiting for him was fishing.
I can't do anything at all, just thinking, how is life going to be without her here, or me not knowing anybody here. But with time, the same day, I'm able to make a friend, and then the friend told me that for me, let me just forget about her. She will not come. That's what she normally does. She bring, and then the following day, she wakes up and leave. So that whole day ended. And then the next day, I was asleep as early as dawn, 4 a.m. Then the woman that the man that she introduced me to as her uncle, the son of that man came with him in Abda. Let's go for fishing. What? I'm like, I don't know, fishing. What is fishing? I don't even know how to swim south before knowing how to fish. And he's like, I'm here to school. I'm here to fish, not to school. So we need to go on fishing, and I just need to comply, follow. And first, I wanted to, let me say, because of how I used to ask a lot of questions and then start to get an understanding of everything, I wanted to ask that. And one of the guy there touched me behind that I should know, because I will find it very, very difficult that very morning. I will not like the day. So I just keep quiet, and then we went to the lake.
Godwin could not swim. That did not matter. He was thrown in the lake anyway.
No one teach me how to swim. They will throw you inside the lake, and then they will spark the engine, and then drive away from you. So you need to swim wherever the distance is. You need to swim from that place to the next shore. Like, after I started drinking water, a lot of waters, and then one of the guy in the boat sacrificed himself, jumped into the lake, and then came in and saved me. He knew how to swim, so he saved me, and then did that. And it happens severally. If there's something happening and then you are not able to do it, or you don't know how to do it, they don't teach you, but they'll use either the paddle or the rope in the car in the canoe to lash you heavily, or even throw you inside the this and then drive away.
He was sent underwater to untangle fishing nets. Below the surface were tree stumps and sometimes electric fish.
When the nets tangle at the bottom of the lake, because there are tree stumps and then stones under the lake water, you need to dive down to untangle all that. And at times, you go down there, you can be electrocuted, like you can be shocked by electric fish, because the electric fish in that particular area, they are grown, so they have that kind of heavy, yeah. So you can go there and then you meet one there. If you meet one there, how you need to save yourself, and then also make sure you untangle the net before coming up. So it's like you are fighting with your boat master, and then also fighting with an electric fish under there, because you cannot come up without untangling the net. If not, you will not find it easy that particular day, and you have to remove that net before coming up.
For 3 years, from 2015 to 2018, the lake was Godwin's world. He was not alone. There were other children working alongside him, some his age, others way younger. He'd see some could not survive the life.
Some do die, and if it happens like that, they see it like it's normal to them there. The boat masters itself, it's normal to them there that this life everybody will die. So person die, you just forget about the person, then let's move on with our daily lives.
The abuse did not end with the work. Superintendent Ayariga says some victims rescued from trafficking situations arrive with injuries that reveal a level of violence difficult to comprehend.
If I tell you some of the abuses some of them go through, you'll be surprised. Last 2 weeks, we rescued a victim from Wasa Abuoso. And medically, the womb has been shifted or removed. And according to sources, she got pregnant and they gave her some concoction to abort it. And in the process, it destroyed her womb.
If you see their body marks with lashes, and then some of them, they still live with the scars, and it's heartbreaking at times.
For Godwin, food was basic, banku or kokonte, often with little more than pepper.
The feeding, if we start 1st January, we start with banku, we are ending with banku. We eat rice 25th December. And if after that rice, after that 25th December, whatever we cook after that 25th December, and we have only 2 meals, that is kokonte and then banku. So if they start that 26 with kokonte, that means you change it the next 26 December. So whatever. And if I'm saying banku, it's not the banku that you and I eat today. It's the banku that we go to the farm, we put cassava, we process it ourselves. Instantly we cook it without corn flour or corn dough. Just raw like that. Because we do the fishing, for the fishing aspect, because we do the fishing, that one is okay, but it's only with pepper. It's only with pepper, and that's how we go through, and it's not easy.
The fishing expeditions could last as long as 48 hours, depending on where the fish moved. There was no timetable. The lake decided how long they stayed. Godwin's chance to escape came from an unexpected source, the boatmaster's son.
One day, because of the trust that the boatmaster's son have in me, you are not allowed to use phone or anything that you use to communicate to anyone. So he sent me with his phone that let me get him a credit from the next town, the next island, that we have a walking distance. So I used that opportunity. I called back home the auntie that I was staying with at Benvebe, at BJC. I called her and then I told her to take pen and paper. This is not the time for how are you doing? No, she should just take pen and paper, and then whatever I'll tell her at that particular moment, she should write everything down. That's the only thing that they can use to rescue me. Apart from that one, they should forget about me coming back home. So I give her the information, the location, how you move from one place to another place before you get there. And you getting there, you don't have to come alone as a parent that I'm coming to take my son, my daughter, or my cousin or something. You need to come with security men for your life's sake, because if you come there alone, a lot can happen. So I narrated everything to her, and then she said, okay. And I told her that I will not call her back again. I will not get a chance to call her back again. So in case she don't hear from me and they are looking for me, they should use all this to get to me.
The rescue came on an ordinary day, while Godwin and the other children were mending a torn fishing net.
Then one day, our fishing net got spoiled, and we need to amend it before the next fishing. We done that, we amend, we do everything. We are on the last one. We even finished and about to set off. That's where the police, the Ghana Police Service, and then the staff from IGM, they came to the island with my photo of mine.
The woman who had brought him there and the boatmaster who had held him for 3 years were arrested that same day.
The part that got me very happy is that the woman came, the woman that sent me there, she came. She's there at that particular moment. So they just pick her up with the boatmaster.
But for Godwin, being rescued himself was not enough. He refused to leave without the other children still scattered across the lake.
The fishermen there, they want the little ones rather to do the work for them. Not because of they can read better or they have the strength to do it, but they prefer you being 5-6 years. When you get there, you spend 2-3 years there, then you've forgotten where you are coming from, you've forgotten your parents. So you start calling your boat master and stuff daddy, mama. which means for you, that's the end of it.
Using his knowledge of the islands, Godwin helped lead the team back out, this time to bring every last child home.
So we went back, we got to the island, and we need to run to the bushes, the under beds, and then bring all of them together. That was how come we were able to rescue all the 24 back to Ketekrachi, and that's how the rescue went.
It is precisely this kind of operation, delicate, dangerous, and dependent on split-second decisions, that defines rescue work on the lake, according to Superintendent Ayariga.
Maybe fear. Sometimes the perpetrator puts so much fear in the victim that they think that appearing to testify against them, their life may be in danger. However, we keep on assuring them that police, if their life is in danger, police will give them all the needed protection. So there's nothing to fear. We'll be able to protect them so that they are not being harmed, or there's no any kind of revenge or retaliation from any suspect, for that matter, against them. But sometimes one or two victims may be so scared that to even appear before the court to testify.
Godwin's case unfolded in waters that fall under a specific jurisdiction, one that Senior State Attorney Andrew Doji Adugu knows well. As the prosecutor handling human trafficking cases across the Volta and Oti regions, he has watched the numbers shift.
The pattern of trafficking now has reduced to a considerable level. The reason why I say so is that because we are doing a lot of arrests and we are doing prosecutions, and there's also general education on human trafficking, the source where, they usually get children or people to move onto the lake for purposes of trafficking has gradually reduced. So the source of getting children onto the lake has reduced. Also, those who have been engaging children in trafficking, especially the fishermen and others, have also received some form of education and, generally telling them that what they are doing constitutes human trafficking and exploitative child labor. So on a scale, let's say on a scale of 1 to 10, I can say we are doing somewhere around 6 now in terms of the numbers on the lake.
But that progress runs into structural limits once cases reach the courts. On average, Adugu says only about 4 in every 6 arrests result in prosecution, largely due to how thinly resourced the region remains.
We do not have all the necessary resources. Even when you talk about shelter, we do not have enough shelter. I'm saying enough shelter because ideally where you arrest these perpetrators from, or even where you rescue these children from, there should be a shelter within that region. But the greater number of shelter that we do have, or the few shelters we have it in Greater Accra region, and also private organizations who have, private organizations who are running homes where we can keep those children. So shelter is one key issue. We also have a general logistical issue. You need transport. You need to make sure that you have, you're taking a whole team over there. Even if you rescue these children, what will they eat immediately? The water, the health concerns, taking them to hospital, referrals, and all those things. Those are key things to be done.
The court system compounds the delay. The entire Oti region has only one functioning circuit court at Jasekan, with a second under construction, and its first high court only recently became operational.
But after the whole process is done and we take them to court, it's also another place where we have a slowing down of the process, because the human trafficking cases will just go into prosecution just like any other case. We do not have a block system, or we do not have a specific, specific preference given to trafficking cases. So you realize you just go through the mill, just like the other cases, you're ensuring that the rights of the accused persons are adhered to. So you have adjournments here and there. And in some cases also, you do not have judges in some courts that are key. But I think averagely now we have judges in all those courts. But then it's important, especially in the OT region, there's only one functioning circuit court, that is the Jasekan Circuit Court. It is now that the Dambai Circuit Court is also coming up. But then we'll need, and I mean, if you look at the jurisdiction of these cases, either the Circuit Court or High Court, and the whole of the OT region, it's only one High Court, which is now even becoming operational. So when you arrest them, you will obviously bringing them all the way from wherever you arrest them from. Let's say you arrest them from Ketekrachi and its environs, you are bringing them all the way to Jessica. That is about 2 or 3 hours journey, and that comes at a cost. So practically, logistical constraints are some of the things which is slowing us down, and not having a block system of trial, meaning trying day to day or trying within a specific period, by which time it should be done with the cases.
For Godwin, justice took 2 years to arrive. The boatmaster and the woman he once called his auntie were finally convicted and jailed in 2020. The Human Trafficking Fund, established under Ghana's Human Trafficking Act of 2005, was intended to support the work that follows when a victim is identified, from rescue to shelter to psychosocial care. But to what end? Walanyo Kojo Foster is the National Director in charge of Advocacy and Partnerships at the International Justice Mission's IJM.
The fund basically is for some specific things. One is victim rescue, so to help with rescue, also to help with shelters, and also psychosocial restoration of victims. So these are broad areas that you can use the fund to cover. And once we have more money in that, obviously it leads to more rescues, where the police are able to go out and be able to bring people who are in vulnerable situations to safety.
IJM's argument is that rescue, shelter, and rehabilitation are only part of a much larger system. Ghana's current National Plan of Action for the Elimination of Human Trafficking runs from 2022 to 2026, and one of its 4 priorities is partnership.
Government itself admits that it will be almost impossible to be able to fund everything, and sometimes partnership is not only based around finances, but even it goes beyond financing. Sometimes it's ideas, it's resources that we all can contribute. So partnership is very key. And for us as an organization, our work really has been partnering government to make sure that government is able to provide the support and services that they are mandated to provide.
After 20 years of Ghana's human trafficking law, how well is the system actually working? The answer depends on what is being measured: arrests, rescues, convictions, or what happens to the person at the center of the case.
Better off than where we were, but the real value of what we are doing will lie in the number of people we are able to protect, that the system is able to protect and restore. And that's a true measure of how effective a system is. And so I think that we've done very well. But there's so much more that we can do.
By that measure, there has been progress, but there's still a long way to go. Because justice delayed has a particular meaning when the victim is a child.
Our government actors, the police, the Department of Social Welfare, they've done tremendously well because they are under-resourced. And with the volume of work that we've done over the past couple of years, we really pat them on the back. But for us as an organization, the thing we are looking for is to make sure that the system works so that the system can serve everybody.
We have to go and buy medicine. Sometimes we have to even buy them food to even keep them in shelter for weeks. It's not easy to maintain victims. And sometimes they have to go through psychological counseling. Some of them, when we rescue them, particularly those on the lake, tattered clothing, sometimes we have to go to Kantamanto to buy clothing for them to wear before we can even take them to hospital for medical screening. So on that note, let me take this opportunity to appeal to NGOs, institutions, UN bodies, anybody who had a goodwill. They shouldn't hesitate to donate it. Either you can donate it to, if not directly to the unit, you can donate it through the Director General CID, and I'm sure the unit will be informed and will use it for the intended purpose.
So for me, I think that the story of Godwin is a very powerful one, and there are many Godwins out there that the system can support to move from that place of being a victim to a place of being somebody of influence and power, where we can harness that story to turn a lot of situations that are not working well in our country around. So I think that as we celebrate Blue Day, I think that we should all join hands to work towards a world where we have children like Godwin who can look at the future and know that nothing hinders their growth, nothing hinders the opportunities that our nation provides for them.
Godwin is one of the fortunate ones. Someone heard him, the police responded, and the system, helped by its partners, eventually brought him home. But rescue is only the beginning. His story is a reminder that behind every statistic on trafficking is a childhood interrupted, and behind every conviction is a system still working to catch up to the harm already done. For Joy News, Adobe Asari and Stephen Menses report.
Good day, fellow Ghanaians. Dr. Adelaide Arobasiajafon is my name, Executive Director of the Jospon Group of Companies and the CEO.
Zuera Mohammed Ibrahima, the Honorable Member of Parliament for the good people of the Salaga South constituency. My constituency in Salaga South, you know how far we've traveled. We traveled this path together, and you know me better. And I know you can go anywhere in this world, thump your chest and say, our Member of Parliament's democracy is not for sale. She's never sold it and she will never sell it.
Another week is here on the greatest of all time show. My name is Giovanni Clip, and tonight we're bringing you talent. Contestant number 1, let's bring Emefa. Let's bring. He did it for you.
Oh, there is a leakage.
Where's the plumber? For quality and durability, insist on Syntex pipes.
If you want quality, this be where you belong.
Strong, tough, and reliable. Your perfect match to your trusted Syntex pipe. Syntex pipe, it dey carry water, no wahala. Syntex pipe, it dey make water dey flow. Syntex, strong, tough.
Upgrade your print game with Konica Minolta, proudly powered by SkySat Technologies. From all-in-one machines that print, scan, and copy to professional systems and heavy-duty production machines, we deliver unmatched performance. Right now, SkySat has an unbeatable offer. 1 entire year of free servicing on all Konica Minolta machines. That's 12 months of expert maintenance for new and existing customers. Visit our new VIP print center at Pegasus Place, Airport Residential Area for a live demonstration. Call us on 050-164-5180 or 0302-798-829. Again, it's 050-164-5180 or 0302-798-829. SkySat Technologies. Performance that delivers every time. Stresses, bad referee decisions. Don't let your child's grade suffer a bad match. Ensure a straight win this academic season with curriculum-aligned textbooks and interactive tools from Pegasus Publishing. From preschool to senior high school, we have the exact game plan your kids need to ace their classes. And because it's World Cup season, you get a massive 20% off every single book. Don't drop points. Call 059-50-10175 or dash to Pegasus Publishing in Accra, Newtown, right opposite the Total Energy Station. Free delivery within Accra when you call. Pegasus Publishing, shaping minds, winning futures.
Hi, now let me share my wildlife experience with you at Safari Valley Eco Park.
Welcome to Safari Valley Eco Park.
Our electric shuttle pulled up, and in no time, our tour began. We were surrounded by wildlife from the moment we entered the eco park. We were greeted by experienced tour guides who took us through orientation and how to better enjoy the experience. Watch these animals roam freely in their natural habitat, undisturbed by our presence. We saw zebras, sable antelope, brown crane, mara, silky chicken, nyalas, Shetland ponies, and so many animals I just couldn't keep up. Our tour guides taught us so much about the wildlife, their behavior, and how to interact with them. I even fed them. We also went fishing on a man-made canal. Then we took a break to have lunch in this serene environment. All this amazing experience for this price for adults? This price for teenagers. It's a bargain. As the sun began to set, it was time to go back home, but not before dinner by the campfire. It has been a thrill of a lifetime, and I can't wait till my next visit.
Safari Valley Eco Park, bringing you closer to nature.
Your phone only has one job, to keep up with you. But when your camera freezes, your messages arrive late, your video calls keeps breaking, and your battery gives up even before the day begins. Maybe your phone is trying to tell you something. Maybe it's time to get something better. Purchase the phone that keeps up with you during CompuGhana's Mobile Prime Week, the biggest mobile phone festival where top brands meet best prices. From the 27th of July to the 9th of August, enjoy exciting discounts on smartphones from Samsung, Tecno, Infinix, Itel, Vivo, Xiaomi, Huawei, Hotwave, and Doji, plus amazing gifts. CompuGhana has the right choice for you. Visit any CompuGhana showroom or shop online at CompuGhana.com. Call us on 0302-752020 or WhatsApp us on 0243-143-143. Mobile Prime Week, the biggest mobile phones festival. Top brands, best prices. CompuGhana, passion for technology.
Through every stage of life, some things simply stay with us. The spirit of never giving up. A throwback to a bygone era when love was service. The silent statement of love. A thoughtful gesture that deepens bonds, balancing work and life. Every drop refreshes, every sip hydrates, just as it should. I am awake, one for life. Drink water, drink awake. Supporting the National Cardiothoracic Center. This advert is FDA.
Palladium Residences in Achimota isn't just an address, it's the home you truly earned. Secure your place with just a 10% deposit and choose from beautifully designed modern apartments or spacious townhouses built for everyday comfort. This is more than a building. It's a vibrant, curated community with a clubhouse, state-of-the-art gym, and an on-site hotel, all at ABC Junction, minutes from Achimota Mall. Enjoy city energy while retreating to your private sanctuary. Call now to reserve your unit and benefit from limited launch incentives, including priority unit selection, executive pricing, and flexible payment options available. Don't miss the chance to pick the best homes. Book your private site visit today. Call 050-9823-424. Palladium Residences. Live smart, invest better.
Time now to review the news. And Kojo, have you brought them the weather already?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Well, let's bring you the weather and we shall bring you the headlines. Kojo, most
of my percentage in it today.
It's possible.
30% today.
I should all talk around. Okay. Well, the AM News Review is sponsored by Syntex Pipes and Pegasus Publishing. Let's bring you the headlines before we go to the matters arising, Kojo. So, okay, That's it. So Daily Guide this morning, big one, deep freezers, TV, cash, boiled eggs, party delegate system banned. Just some months ago, we would list a few things that delegates usually will have appetite for. But Kojo, for whatever reason, boiled egg has found its way onto the list. And now it's in front of the newspapers and deep freezers, TV, cash, boiled eggs. Boiled eggs, no kind of saying That's it.
They just said Kosia. I don't understand. No, boiled eggs. They don't add the mokoye. No, but boiled eggs. It's boiled
eggs. Party delegate system ban. Stories on page 3.
I love how the paper put it.
I think the Daily Guide.
Deep freezer, TV, cars, boiled eggs.
The Daily Guide was quite sinister this morning, but the message was well delivered.
But do you remember where this picture comes from?
Which one?
The one there.
Yes, when Baba Jamal and yeah.
You have realized that Emefa is doing Kojo.
No, we can. I haven't activated your mic yet, and if you're hearing from the back, that's Dr. Zato. But don't activate. Don't let him talk.
No, but I thought. I'm excited. I thought someone promised that because there's a woman here, he will behave. Not so. Okay.
You see, we now know that those who caused the riots, right? So as we're caught Kojo, hot Kojo Safo Kantanka burial story is on page 6.
Has it actually been halted?
Well, I read yesterday that in Accra High Court, so the family sought an injunction, and the Accra High Court has actually granted a 10-day injunction, at least so that the family will sit and talk before. But Adjosafo before that had granted an interview and said that Akomfena, her brother, would not stop the burial and that it was going to proceed. That was before we saw the announcement that an Accra High Court had delivered that injunction order had arrived at it.
Have you seen that post?
Well, there are many posts. Which one of them are you talking?
Okay, so. Well, there's something I'm reading now that the funeral is underway. I don't know if this is true.
No, for the 31st. Tomorrow is 31st. So we would have known, but then there's a 10-day injunction. We're saying it, if that's not the case, they can as well issue a statement or debank it, Kojo. Anna?
Yeah. Okay. When you're done, check our platform.
Okay, we'll do. So, and of course, yesterday I saw videos of them setting up. It may be someone else's funeral ground, but I saw a video that suggested that there's going to be some funeral happening. But all I know is that this is the Daily Guide as well as reporting. So you actually just scan through the Daily Guide and see Ghana must export mining innovation. And not just minerals. Alhaji Ali Ibrahim, stories on page 6. And Van Yeboah jailed 85 months in US over $10 million romance scam. Stories on page 6. Another story that is on your desk this morning, Kojo. OSP has power to prosecute. The Supreme Court has ordered that. There's that clarity. Anna.
Yes, but I mean the confusion is when the Supreme Court says, but the AG can enter and only prosecute.
That's a non-negotiable right that is for the AG.
Yeah. So when the OSP starts and the AG feels that, well, this one, then that's it.
Well, then Ghanaians will be watching. Okay. So the insights this morning, legacy debt. So Ghana saved $250 million from power due renegotiation, and Ghana Standards Authority dismisses false recruitment claims that you must have seen that there's some recruitment ongoing, remuneration adjustments going about the Ghana Standards Authority, and they're saying that be careful, be guided. That's not true. Double track system to end within 24 months. The Minister for Education is in front of the newspaper. And as obeys movement donates to churches, vows commitment to national development. Stories on page 5. 150 years on, Vice President hails judiciary. It says it's Ghana's democratic anchor. Story is on page 3. Daily just this morning, 55 Ghanaians killed in Russia-Ukraine war. And this brings to the fore that interview you had with that survivor who survived that war as well. Story is on page 2.
I mean, if you listen to that interview, it should tell you the
harrowing experiences.
The probability of you surviving in this war is less. Is not even far less. Look at this guy who survived with wounds for how many days?
I know.
How many people can?
I know.
And in the scripture, he says, what you see in movies
is small.
Is chicken plate. That's how you call it. And this one is little.
So like you go to what is busha.
Proper one.
So why can't people lie down quietly and pretend they are dead so that when the war is over?
He said drone. He said in this war, he said in this war they are using drones.
So even when
and the drones, they have sensors. As soon as they sense a movement, they are there to drop the bomb. That's what happened to him.
So you can't breathe?
No, you can. But at least you cannot lie stiff all throughout. You turn, and when you turn, the drone would know. And
That's so sad. That's really sad. Well, so the foreign...
But just that, on that story, the Ghanaians who are in Russia and Ukraine, who are luring young men and women into the war, with the young men and women not knowing that they are being taken to the battlefront, they must bow their heads in shame. They are evil.
In fact, some people are not even in Russia. There are people in this country who are serving as agents that are deceiving them and shipping them abroad.
Because you make $1,000 per individual.
Really?
Yes. Yours is that I want to make so much money, so I'll push people into the war. And these young people don't know.
Because let's just create jobs for young people in this country. Well, it will go a long way.
And that's why some of us, we need to ask this government that where is this 133 you promised?
At least.
Because the campaign, the reason why the young people bought into that was that they will have some reprieve. People don't have jobs in this country.
Yeah.
So when a party is promising that when I come, that one job, 3 people will do it. It's
comforting to hear.
Yes.
Yeah. I
agree
with you.
We are what? 1 year, 7 months. We're almost about 8 months into it. Is even 7? Yeah. 8 will be August. Nothing is being seen. Why? So these people are being they have to be shaped. Some don't know that we are going into the war. You end up at the battlefield. Before you know, you are at a camp where there's no returning or no return. You have to face the war. And if you survive like this guy has, and I always say that when I listen to him, it is his mother's prayer that saved him. Why should we do that in this country?
Well, Kojo. Same daily just this morning, Akosua exposed in a 4 billion Ghana cedis procurement deal, and as well 30 billion Ghana cedis missing in the budget. So Patrick Boama, when during the review in Parliament, drew our attention to the fact that the Finance Minister, who was also a member of Parliament, had single-sourced or use the word diverted resources for construction of some roads into his constituency, and that's some of hypocrisy, saying that you're managing the resources but you're able to construct this amount to that tune in your constituency. If you want details,
he diverted 4 billion cedis.
Diversion means that the money was meant for something and then you diverted it. But if it is from the big push, then it meant that he prioritized himself and his constituency. These are two things we need to look at. Then Kojo has also been drawing the attention to this amount, 30 billion, he says, that has been under what's the word? So, 30 billion missing, and that should be explained in the budget. It was an allocation that was supposed to do something specific, but they are not able to account for it. Ibrahim Mahama runs from Valco takeover after workers' demonstration. People must be guided because he said that he will sue.
Yeah,
he will go to court.
I think he denied that.
He said he's not even tendered he's not got into any tendering or anything. CPC punches hole in Mahama's 24-hour economy, Kojo. So that's it. They're asking about where is the 24-hour economy promised. Atachia launches 20-pronged appeal to overturn Wuntumi's jail terms. Quite an interesting read. Story is on page 2 of the Daily Gist. Akomfina can't stop my father's funeral. Address Afo-Faye's family. That's it. The Accra Times, towards National Integrity Award Scheme, Alban Bagbin announces Vulture Award to expose conduct that undermines national integrity. Story is on page 3, Kojo. BNPP's intellectual engine, Afoko tax TESCON, and CJ welcomes National Integrity Award Scheme Integrity Built Institution of Trust, Justice Atugba. And despite the great successes chalked so far, NIB boards targets sustainability. And as well, is Polafoko the rejected stone the NPP now needs? Is that it?
That's a question there.
That's a question, yes. The archives this morning, Supreme Court holds monetization of
I had a sit down with him yesterday.
You did, yeah? You're going to bring that conversation later, right?
Yeah, later on this particular show.
Okay. Deep pocket politicians, financier is left in tears. Yeah. No more hooliganism in school. Education Minister declares and backs GE's zero tolerance policy. Kojo, this community, Kasseim community, Kasseim Mobile State at Kofi Job over cooperative mining. I took a casual read of that story, but there are stories before that, so you would need a background story to understand that paper.
And the way they put the Kofi Job, I'm sure it is not the Kofi Job contractor we know, because they put it in
his photo is there. Is that him? That's him. It looks like the same Kofi Job that I think, unless otherwise. The Ghanaian point. GAIDEC denies claims of planned sale of Valco to Ibrahim Mohammed. So Kantanka burial war. My father's funeral will come on live and
call it. Yeah.
Wait, who?
Yeah.
I just have to ask a confidant begins legal action.
It's sad though.
What is sad about it?
Oh, such a great man. He's such a great man. He shouldn't have this happening to him.
Greatness wakes all of these things up. You don't know. It comes with it. Sometimes. It does. It's not surprising.
Oh, really?
I'm not surprised. Ejapa Fachame Buntumi apologizes to Mahama, First Lady, and seeks presidential clemency. But Paul Wachidanko, who is his spokesperson, who spoke on CT, was quick to add that this request does not insulate their thinking of there were some flaws in the High Court's judgment.
Yeah.
So the fact that we're asking for some, pardon or apologizing does not mean that they have issues with the High Court's ruling.
He's a human being who probably has reflected over.
Politics brings all of these things. Brother kills man accused of attempted rape at Achim.
Yeah.
So the brother is the brother of the alleged rape.
Yes.
The man, I'm told, is a little over 40 or so. Okay. The suspect is, and this would that be me? Right. So the suspect is a young 28 man who is in custody now, and maybe an update on the NSB trial. 49.1 million Ghana cedis came from state account. Iyoko witness tells court. I think that will be all for the newspapers. If my director is in a good mood, he probably will bring you some. He will direct you to the myjoyonline.com to look at more news over there. If he's in a good mood.
Okay, so I think I have the daily graphic here. A bit of what the paper is reporting. On the front page it says, internal party election, Supreme Court bans delegate voting. You brought that story earlier. Ghana, Gabon deepening ties. President accepts reciprocal visit invitation. Fact behind MEF's solid performance. OSP has delegated authority to prosecute. Supreme Court rules, and Parliament passes 4 tax bills on revenue generation. 20% excise duty on locally produced fruit juices abolished. Those are the stories on the daily graphic. Ezra sent me a soft copy of that one. So thanks to the daily graphic guys for making that available. Emefa, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
And I there for all right, let me bring you in studio and welcome my guest. Remember that the review is sponsored by Syntex Pipes and Pegasus Publishing. Today, joining us for us to review the issues, we have Amanda Akosua-Clinton, Head of Chambers at Clinton Consultancy. Good morning to you.
Morning.
It's been days, huh?
It's been months.
Okay. I hope all is well.
It is. Thank you for asking.
Okay. We also have Dr. Joshua Jebuntie Zato, Senior Lecturer, Political Analyst and Senior Fellow at APL. Doc, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm not fine. All is not well because, fuel prices are about to go somewhere that I don't know where they're going. I said I was going to buy a horse because I don't think I can continue driving. The plea is still on. So if you know any good horse anywhere that they are selling the cheap, let me know. The horse will eat. The horse is grass. They eat grass, and it's the rainy season, so there's plentiful grass.
There are enough grass.
So people slept in darkness, and they woke up. You cannot buy fuel. So I'm not good. I need an old, slightly used horse that is grass, so that I can migrate not till this driving there. You cannot wait. I don't want a donkey. I want a horse. The donkey is too slow.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. And then we have Aaron Asiedu Entry, a man under fire for being my friend. He's a member of the MPP's communication. Aaron, good morning.
Brace, good morning. Good morning to you. There is a gentleman called Fahad.
Okay.
He teaches at Darus Salam Islamic Basic School in the Ejeso constituency. He told me to tell you that he likes you so much. But unfortunately, he has an issue.
What is it?
You see, yesterday in the evening, the Honorable Eric Edemagbana contributed to the mid-year budget review. And it sinks into what you said this morning about the 133 about jobs. The Honorable Eric Edemagbana went ahead to say that he's laying to rest the argument the MPP has been making that the Honorable Akufo-Addo is not spending. He went on to say a lot. But interestingly, Edemagbana's friend, Osman Ayariga Esquire, the CEO of NYE, disagrees with Edemagbana. And I hope the producer would help me project it. Osman Ayariga is reporting Minister Akufo-Addo and the Administrator of Common Fund to the Speaker of Parliament that per statute, the District Assembly Common Fund, they are entitled to 5% of it. And since 2025 till now, they have only received 0.6% of it.
Where was this?
The letter, I gave it to your producer. I'm hoping he would be able to.
That was a letter?
Yes, I have it.
Osman Ayariga?
Yes. You can read it. He's reporting the Minister of Finance and the Administrator of Common Fund this amount to the fact that Atto is not spending. And you see, when we talk of NYE, it is the youth of this country that will be in disarray when Atto does not spend. And so the problem, what Edemagbana was arguing, the respected member of parliament was arguing that Atto is spending. His own brother, Osman Ayariga, is saying that Atto is not spending. And the letter is so clear. I've given you all the memorandum and all the evidence.
So this is Assembly Common Fund.
Yes. I want you to read the letter itself.
The Assembly's Common Fund wishes to inform all local government authorities.
The letter, the letter he is reporting is what you must read.
Okay, so this one.
Yes.
It says in 2016, the Parliament of Ghana enacted a national to develop the creative potential of the youth, develop a dynamic and disciplined youth imbued with a spirit of nationalism, patriotism, and sense of propriety and civic responsibility, and ensure the effective participation of the youth in the development of the country. Under the provision, the funds of the authority are derived from the following sources. Monies approved by Parliament, 5% of the DACF, subject to formula approved by Parliament in accordance with Article 252 of the Constitution, return on investment of the funds by the authority, donations and grants, and any other monies that are approved by the Ministry of Finance. Out of these sources, allocation of DACF has historically constituted a major pillar for the authority's funding framework. Based on this projection, the authority has made significant commitment, particularly towards the completion of the youth resource centers, refurbishment and retooling of 206 metropolitan municipal offices, and other initiatives and programs designed to empower young people across the country. However, in recent years, 2020 to 2025.
That is not indeed.
It captures allocations from DACF have dwindled drastically, affecting the authority's ability to deliver on its mandate. As of 2025, the authority was allocated 0.6% of DACF.
0.6%. 2025.
Yeah.
2025.
But this
when Atto took over. Yes. And instead of giving them 5%, you are giving them 0.6%. And that is what Osman Ayariga is saying.
Okay, he says the situation has now reached a critical juncture. For the 2026 financial year, the authority has no allocation whatsoever from the DACF.
Allocation. They were not even.
You're saying this was sent to the
Speaker of Parliament. He's addressed it to the Speaker of Parliament and he's copied all the leadership of Parliament.
But let me
they should intervene. He is calling on them to intervene so that Minister Atto who is taking a lot of projects to his constituency will consider the youth of this country, that this is a statutory allocation. It is law that is saying that he must give 5% of the district assembly common fund to NYA, so that NYA is not going to chop the money. They are going to use it to develop projects for young people of this country. They promised Formula 133 and they failed to even deliver. You are complaining about it this morning.
Okay.
And so this is so critical.
Okay. I must say that we have not been able to verify the authenticity of this.
That is fine. It is on me.
But yeah.
It is on me.
So, okay. So let's get into the issues today. I think the biggest of it has to do with the Supreme Court saying that parties must work and ensure that every registered member of their party is able to take part in internal elections. Let me start with Amanda on this one. I mean, is this something you expected the Supreme Court to do?
I think it's a bold decision. I think it promotes newcomers. It widens the doorway. But wealth may still determine who can afford to reach it ultimately. And I think looking at America, for instance, it proves that the electorate does not remove money from politics. You know what I mean? And so what could possibly happen is that expanding primaries should broaden democracy, but not necessarily bankrupt the smaller parties. And ultimately, you know, the answer is not fewer votes. It is smarter, cheaper, and more transparent voting system. So although it's a bold move to sort of invite more people into the system, it's a bold move to widen the doorway. Money still talks, and you know, we can just look at the American model and how it works, and it's usually the ones who have the most money that can reach, etc. But it is an opportunity for newcomers potentially, but money is a huge aspect, and you know, the judgment must not create a democracy that only the two largest parties can afford, ultimately.
So won't it take away the money we've seen? I mean, the monetization we've seen over the years in the internal party politics?
I don't think so. I don't necessarily think so. I think more money is going to be pumped into it. And I think the loudest people, in terms of those who can have as much backing, will be the ones at the forefront. And it is a good opportunity because, for instance, before it might have been impossible for a newcomer. So this sets the stage for a newcomer to potentially access. But when you look at the American model per se, you know, expanding the electorate does not remove money from politics. It just kind of changes how it's spent, ultimately.
All right. Aaron, where do you stand on this? Does it take away the money or is it still probably the same?
Yeah, I was even admiring how Madam Amanda was speaking. I'm only wondering if I'm working under her, whether I would be able to appreciate what she's even saying, because it sounds so nice. Opportunity and opportunity, you know, all those bravo. Okay. But you see, take it easy. Take it easy. My brother, on the Edo other day, I was on the set.
Yeah.
And we spoke about this at length. I think I had about 17 minutes stating my position, which is in consonance of that of the MPP, that we disagree with that approach. And indeed, I would still stand by it as a legal directorate are still dealing. We are even waiting for the ruling. It's a novel one, and I'm only waiting on how the judgment, the reasoning of the court would be. In fact, I'm more interested in those who dissented. What are their reasons for that? You see, I read on My Joy Online that there is a gentleman who came to Super Morning Show to deliver a lecture on fraud. Cyber fraud. After he left the Joy FM studios, somebody actually took 67 cedis from his wallet through fraud. Why I'm giving this is that if you think it is taking the money away, it was an issue of theory versus practical. The practicality is that it increases the monetization. And I'll tell you why. Yes. Okay. I've been in MPP for far too long. I've served as a polling station executive. I've served as a 2-term constituency executive. I chose not to run again, and I'm here today, so I understand the practicality of it. My brother, in 2007, when President Akufo-Addo, then candidate Akufo-Addo, was elected at Legon, it was only 5 people who were voting from each constituency in this country. and then it was widened in 2011. You would agree with me that even in 2011, when we widened it from 5 per polling station, having an electoral area coordinator, adding 17 constituency executives, regional executives, council of elders and patrons, all these things, the monetization did not stop. It rather keeps the circle closer for some few people who understand how to raise money and keep the system running. Madam Amanda, it is so critical. Now let's pick my beloved constituent. In fact, let me pick Ofurikrum, my senior brother, Michael Edu. In his constituency, the last election primaries, they were 1,200. 1,200 delegates. And when they are voting, they create 2 polling stations. And that costs them 8,000 Ghana cedis because it is 4,000 per polling station. That is what the Electoral Commission takes. Now, yes. Now they are 1,800. So he had to add another polling station, and he paid 4,000 Ghana cedis. Yesterday I was doing the calculation with him. Now the point over here is that who bears that cost? The simple answer everyone will give you is that a political party should have its members paying dues. You are from a hunter. Ask yourself, can people in maybe the deprived areas of a hunter be paying 20 Ghana cedis a month? Would they be able to do that? The cost now moves back to the top for the political parties to fund it. And the question we must also deal with over here, or even appreciate, is that the political party is responsible to fund you, the parliamentary candidate that they elect. They will file you. It is a political party that should ensure that they provide resources for you. And so political parties in generating or raising funds will now set filing fees. The last time in MPP, those who were above 40 were paying around 50,000. Those below 40, the amount was reduced, women reduced, PWDs reduced. This time it will increase because they must fund it and ensure that it is being done properly. The point is, you cannot go and levy somebody in my beloved hometown of Ekwase that the person should be paying 20 Ghana cedis. I mean, MPP, the person only likes the MPP. And you cannot use money to also curtail the person's freedom of association, of joining a certain association. It will be a problem that the political party will now set its dues at a higher level, preventing or deterring people from associating with the political party.
Why would the party set it at a higher level?
Because the party must fund its candidates. The candidate must go to polling stations. The candidate must be engaging the community. The candidate must meet Nananum, and you don't meet Nananum with your bare hand.
But the candidate should be someone who will be able to mobilize resources.
And if that candidate is mobilizing resources, what a candidate will simply do is that he will sit down. Okay, I want to contest Abrim constituency. I need party people who have paid dues. Then let me go and look for money, raise that money, pay the dues for those in Abrim who cannot pay, so that I get the said album on my side again. And so you have not taken anything away. What you've done is that since first we were paying 5,000 per delegate, you have now broken it down that we should be paying maybe 50 cedis. If 5,000 per delegate was 200 people, we are going to pay 50 cedis to about 10,000 people. And the calculation will come back to the fact that you have even exceeded the earlier cost you were putting in. Another thing we must talk about is the fact that political parties in general, they cannot be putting, a high dues. If you take dues to 50 cedis per month, trust me, Equianse people who have been supporting the MPP since 92, in some polling stations in my hometown, when the MPP decided not to contest the parliamentary election, they boycotted the election. This is how deep-necked they like and love the MPP. You cannot peg it to 50 Ghana cedis, so you must push all the costs to the neighboring political party. Article 55 of the Constitution, Clause 15, says only a citizen of Ghana can make a contribution or donation to a political party registered in Ghana. And that said, you are looking for only a citizen of Ghana who can make contribution. You are going to limit it to the rich in society. Madam Amanda, it doesn't open it wide for young people like us. Where would you find money to be paying this? You will not get the money to pay, so you have to go and look for a financier who will sit somewhere in Accra and be controlling delegates in Tumo. Then again, one thing I'm waiting for in the ruling is who is a member in good standing. Are we still going to leave it for the political party to define who a member in good standing is? Then my brother, I asked a concurrent, but we have gone nowhere. We've gone nowhere. So for me, firmly, I believe in my party's position. I believe that if it is corruption we want to curb, this does not curb it. It rather enlarges it. And I mentioned to you the last time, if political parties are ready to stop vote buying, they will do. And I'm telling you, they will do. Pick Ayawaso East. What didn't we see? Today you were talking about boiled eggs. They even shared sanitary pads. It was live on camera. The political party raised an issue. Tell me, if the NDC were to be serious about it, that they wanted to quash that election, you think they couldn't have done it? They chose not to do. So it is a decision deliberately the political parties are choosing not to do. But if we are firm and impressing upon them that they should curb vote buying, and trust me, we are prosecuting a lot of people through the process, we would even stop it. So it's not, if you increase the number to dues paying people, I'll go. If I want to contest a brim, I will come and see Madam Amanda, who looks very rich. Tell Madam Amanda, I can do your bidding for you. And so give me money. All that Madam Amanda will do is to go to her bank, cash a lot of money, bring it to me. That Aaron, go and pay dues paying members. Let me tell you something. In 2016, in 2015, the NDC took a decision to allow all registered members to vote. Do you know that the MPP selected their parliamentary candidate for them?
Why?
We cannot run away. Kevo, Mark Oliver, the Eastern Regional NDC chairman, he's saying same on his Facebook wall. He said that they are all afraid to say that.
What proof do they have?
Oh, I was a TESCOM president. I was a machine over there. I delivered Cape Coast North seat.
To who?
Oh, I delivered it for Barbara Ashaizi. Because I gave them a weak candidate.
Which candidate was it?
Oh, please, you go and check. They call him, he was once a presidential staffer. I've forgotten him. He has a certain Champon. And you see, it comes with a lot of...
Seth Champon.
No, it's not Seth Champon is from Mprayeso. I'm talking of Cape Coast North. People infiltrated. That is why the NDC themselves, they came back or reversed their decision to do the delegate system.
But they also did people like Ras Mubarak, who had nothing to be able to get to parliament.
Brother, get this. Election in itself does not provide the perfect candidate at all times.
But for instance, let me just say, like the audacity of hope. Let's all think back to Obama, for instance. Obama literally, I think it was a delegate conference or whatever it was, and then he did this amazing speech at the conference. Overnight, it was just said that this is the guy, this is the candidate, etc. So what we're saying is, in opening up this delegation system, you are potentially inviting someone who is a fluke in terms of, yes, there is so much against the person in terms of, normally it's people who've been there for 30, 40, 50 years, people who are part of the system, people who are grassroots, people who are this, people who are that. But sometimes the people actually decide. And when it came to Obama, for instance, that moment where he gave that speech was revolutionary globally and within America, because automatically it was decided if someone is this magnetic, etc., we have got to not only give this person a chance, but he's perhaps better looking to even look at than all these other candidates. So we're not saying that, all of a sudden all these candidates will just rise to the top, etc. But it's the element of God, it's the element of chance, it's the element of charisma, etc. So there is a potential that opens up potentially for someone to come in. And that is incredibly important in any democratic process. Yes, money does talk, etc., etc. But I do like the idea that someone can rise up. Someone can potentially inspire a nation. And that is what this invites.
I have a question for you. Have you seen an American senator entering a constituent's house cooking for the said constituent?
No, but
You've not seen it?
No, but I've seen an NDC candidate scrubbing gutters.
So it tells you the politics in America cannot be equated to the politics of Ghana.
No, but I'm talking...
It is tangentially inconsequential to make them even like my... The fact that Obama had a very powerful speech, 10 things around him, that is fine for him. That is American politics.
No, but more so in Africa with a younger populace. More so in Africa with a younger populace where you've got, on average, the average African country has 50 to 60% of people under the age of 25 who are absolutely tired of listening to older people talking. They're not even on the news. Nobody's watching. I mean, nobody under 25 is potentially watching this. They're all on TikTok, etc. So the thing is, even though we think party politics is established, etc., there is so much room for growth because the kids are on TikTok, number one. Number two, they've heard every sound bite they could potentially hear from the two main parties, and so they want something different, they want something new. This is what this potentially invites. And if a voice does stand out, believe me, just like we saw happen with winds of change in, I think, Senegal, Sierra Leone at a certain point, although coup related, etc. Ghana does want that wind of change, particularly we're talking about people under the age of 25, 40 to 50, 60% of the voting populace. And, you know, we sit here as people who are, you know, doctors, lawyers, journalists, we are quote unquote established, but the wind of change that is coming is something that's global. I mean, we just look at Trump, for instance.
Okay.
Ancient.
So you're saying
just what I mean. This, we need something new, and this is going to potentially bring that. Although the money aspect is true, that it does seem like we haven't overcome what the money aspect is, but it does mean a charismatic leader could potentially rise.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
To sponsor a charismatic leader like myself. So that I rise. You don't want me to rise.
Oh, why not?
And so
I would love that you rise
and put it in a weight. So that
we'll talk to her. We'll talk to her backstage.
You talk to her.
Yes, sure. But complete your. Oh, you're done.
No. My argument over here is that look at the basis of America. If you want to pay, let's say the Republican Party, they set up a dues to let's say $10. Maybe the living condition over there would allow them to even pay, and they can exercise that independent judgment. That is not the case in our system. I'm using my beloved constituency of Abrima as an example. Go to Ekweyase, go to Tenchemso, go to Chinchinku, go to Asarikrum, go to Koteabua, go to Nyafumai, Wayemobo, and all those areas, and tell them.
Oh, those communities are in your concern.
Yes.
Oh no, they are true. They are communities in there.
So there are communities. Brace, ask whether they can pay that money. Then it will be left to the rich again, setting up candidates again, giving them money to put in their members over there. Because member in good standing, I'm only hoping that the Supreme Court will be able to define what member in good standing is. And you see, we are also heading to a point that is very critical. This is internal democracy of a political party.
Yes.
That the Supreme Court has now entered in to make a determination.
But that's what the Supreme Court is supposed to do.
I'm waiting for the ruling to understand the scope within which I want to actually appreciate and learn.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Dr. Zato, where do you stand?
I think this morning, Aaron has a big crush on Amanda. We must just say that. There's a big crush here, and I think that we must just put that out there so that he will know. He's not a vandal, so he can't say that. Me, I'm saying I'm a vandal.
Okay.
I just have to put that.
So Aaron has a crush on Amanda.
I'm not disputing.
As a vandal, I have to put that out there. Very important. Secondly, Amanda made a point, yes. Obama gave a very powerful speech that propelled him up. That speech was necessary and important, but it wasn't sufficient to make him a president because he ended up raising over $1 billion. Obama was one of the first candidates to literally reach that $1 billion mark to become. When Hillary came the next time, Hillary raised $2 billion. And now we know that to be a president of the United States, you need to be raising in the billions. So that's the money issue came very important. Look, this suit originated from a very populist perspective, from a very populist stand.
Why?
It originated from a very kind of a novelty idea. And I'm saying that if you sit down and you break it down, then you will realize the inherent populism and monetization that it was seeking to avoid is what it has just entrenched.
How?
Thank you. Let's start from democracy, the concept of democracy, and where it originated from, Athenian democracy. In Athens, the concept was that democracy was by everybody. That is what you will sometimes hear narrowly. But Athenian democracy was one of the most expensive democracy you find in the city-states. To participate, when Athens defined everybody as a male, as a man. Women were not considered citizens, children were not considered citizens. Even if you are a man and you are a slave, you are not considered citizens. 2, these citizens, they had wives, the women who took care of the family chores. Anyhow, they had slaves who took care of the farm and the produce. So that they will now remain free, unencumbered. Then they can get up, go and sit at the marketplace, the agora, and participate in the public debate. Unencumbered. So if you don't have to worry about the house chores, if you don't have to worry about your house, your farm work and everything, you are free. Those were the people called citizens. Do you know how expensive it is to be a citizen then? So Athenian democracy was not free. Athenian democracy was not financially free. Athenian democracy was not for everybody because everybody was defined, very precisely defined. Then you move on to what the Americans do. American democracy. Americans do what we did. I've just told you, Obama raised $1 billion, Hillary raised $2 billion. We know how much Donald Trump raised, and we now know that in America to hold any office, to campaign or any disease, either it's a senator, a congressman, or a president, you need to raise millions of dollars. That, in fact, is a very important thing. But before we get there, I want to start with something called, as students, I'm sure there are students of political science watching, we have to start from somewhere. There's something the theory we refer to as what? Public choice theory. Students of public choice theory understand what it means and what we call rational self-interest. Scholars like Buchanan, Tulloch, Niskanen have advocated that the central idea in politics is what is called rational self-interest. Everybody running for office runs around this idea of rational self-interest. It doesn't matter whether you are in America or whether you are in Zimbabwe.
Rational self-interest.
Rational self-interest.
Okay.
Let me just quickly summarize this. It says this. Politicians aim to maximize votes. Bureaucrats seek to expand their budgets and authority. And voters support policies that benefit them personally. That is the triangle or the trinity of rational self-interest. Politicians, bureaucrats, and voters. That means that voters do whatever they want to maximize their benefits from politicians. They bring in bureaucrats, and sometimes in this country we sit and we see the bureaucrats. And most of the corruption that is done in this country is done by those bureaucrats in the middle there, and then politicians. So everybody has an angle, everybody has an interest. It is this interest that is driving everybody to go to whatever they are doing. And people will do whatever they can to attain that interest. That is why you will see a billionaire running for office. Michael Bloomberg was running for office. Michael Bloomberg was one of the biggest billionaires in the world. He still is. He was running for office. He spent billions. He didn't win. So again, this lawsuit was faulty because it thinks that democracy was fail. We have seen...
It was what, 40?
Yes, I'm saying this was populist because my argument is that it seems to suggest that democracy is for sale and that people have money are those that are winning. No, Michael Bloomberg was one of the richest. He lost pathetically. In this country, we have seen very rich people contest elections and lose pathetically.
But you're using the fewer instances.
I'm not using fewer
to override the life because you are here in this country where people go to primaries and we cover to say people are paying so much money. What is that?
Let me make this point. If money was the main determinant of election in this country, no incumbent government will ever lose an election. If money was the main determinant, no incumbent government will lose an election.
That's true. Okay.
Let's look at the issues that this seems to do. And as I said, the lawyers will do what lawyers do. They want to find out. But I think one of the main things when we see the ruling is to define who is a member in good standing. It has to be defined. Since I don't know what the law will, how the justices will define it, I would maybe define it to mean if you are registered with a party and you hold or you pay dues, because the parties will then define it. And Aaron alluded to it. That becomes what we call an entrance fee, a qualification fee to be a member of the party. How high it is set, how low it is set, right there introduces something that the Supreme Court will not tell, because they will simply say who is a registered a member. The court cannot come and tell the NDC that, Mr. NDC, put your membership dues at 1 cedi. No. They can't do that. So what if the NDC raises their annual membership dues to what? 1,000 cedis. What if the MPP raises it to 1,000 cedis? The same monetization you're talking about out the window. Depending upon, so we are now, parties are not going to introduce an entry fee. Think about it like you get admission to Legon, you cannot pay the fees. The entry fee, so even the fee to participate in one has to be defined. Number two, this ruling is one of the biggest threats to minority groups in this country. You go to almost, look, the parties are doing the elections now. One of the seats, positions that are mostly contested by women is women organizer and the deputy. In fact, if you do a study of all the political parties, I can tell you that almost 0% of women are contesting for chairman of the constituency or constituency chairman. So why? It's a financial cost. This will worsen it. Because you are not telling the women that to even be qualified to be a member of good standing, you are putting another financial burden on it. You are putting another financial burden to be voted. This is more like a voting tax. What this ruling is likely going to bring is a voting tax. If you want to vote, you must pay a tax to vote. That is what it is. You are putting that financial burden on women and other minorities, people with disabilities and others. They have to bear this financial burden because that is what you are now introducing.
But the Supreme Court has not asked the parties.
I've not said I have.
The Supreme Court says
to
raise that.
Thank you.
If parties do that, that is their ongoing.
So exactly. So I will land where you are. I just want to tell you some of the practical because you have told parties to operationalize, to open to everybody. They are going to open it to everybody by saying that, well, we need money. He talks about the money aspect. We'll come back to it. So 3, some of the other people that are likely going to be affected most are people from what you call remote communities. If you go to Sisala East, there's big communities that you can say are voter rich. Fumu, Walenjan, Saken, Chalo, and Nabulu and other places. They are, because of the, you can just see by the number of polling stations there. But there are remote communities like in Kalaksi, like in Benevisi, like in Santijan, like in Wahabu. What the parties have tried to do to bring about some meritocracy is to say that
these are communities in your constituency.
Yes.
Then it means you want to be an MP one day.
I'm saying that, Aaron, if you go to Tumu, now what they have done is that no matter if you are a polling station in the heart of Tumu, which is the district capital, you only have 7 delegates, right? And if you are a polling station in Benevisi, which is far away, almost 2 hours away from Tumu, you also have 7 delegates. That then means that if you are a candidate, you will treat all of them equally and fairly. Do you understand that? You understand that? So that is some form for what? Equity. That means that if you're a delegate, you will also travel to all these remote places to vote because they have the same number of people. Do you know what happens with this ruling? If more people can vote from Tumu, which is the constituency capital, if more people can vote from Sakai, if more people can vote for Walambele, from Chalo, you can just limit your campaign to these big places. Because the entire population in Wahabu, which is Tumu, is less than 100 people. Meanwhile, next to Wahabu is Walambele. Walambele has one of the largest. Walambele alone has about 5 or 6 polling stations. So you can just stop your campaign in Walambele because the numbers there, even if it's a share number, everybody can vote. Do you understand? That means that you begin to marginalize remote communities. But today, you cannot stop your campaign in Walambele because Fokojang and Walambele has 7 delegates. Wahabu has 7 delegates. You cannot stop there because if you go to Bande has 7 delegates. Wahabu has 7 delegates. So you must go to all of them. So the political parties are not perfect. But over the years, they are looking for ways to make sure that you cannot just limit your campaign to a very small elite group or very small big communities, but that they have weaponized even the smallest and the remote communities and send ballot there so that if you're a candidate, you will chase the ballot box. This ruling may undermine that. So the equity you are there, it will not come. You understand the point? So, and that is one of the issues. Look, democracy is expensive. I agree with that. But it has no alternative. It has lifted more people out of poverty than any other ideology or philosophy. It has ensured and guaranteed human rights to millions of people more than any other ideology and philosophy. It has ushered in prosperity to people all over the world, billions of more than any other ideology and philosophy. With all its imperfections, this is not the route that we think will help remove the money situation in democracy. This will rather further increase it.
How many polling stations do you have in your constituency?
In salaries, there are about 93, 97 or so.
93, 97?
Yes.
Let's say, like Aaron said, every polling station, the EC will take 4,000 for it. If you multiply by 93, can the party then say we are levying the aspirant to pay an amount?
Let me tell you the worst aspect of it.
That takes the stress out of the members that you're talking about.
Let me tell you the worst part of it. Ayawaso West Wogon, where I work, Legon, is that close, okay? And very close. If you go to Saleh East is one of the largest constituencies in the country in terms of land size. By the time you are traveling from Lilexi to Kalaxi, like you would have gotten to Takoradi and tried to come back.
From Accra?
Yes. That you are moving from Lilexi, which is at the western end, to almost the eastern end of the constituency, to Kalaxi. That is how huge the constituency is. If you make people to concentrate just on where they can get huge votes, they will ignore far away polling stations. And that's what I'm talking about, minorities, remote areas.
Why would they ignore?
Because they can then quickly harvest the votes in there because it's open to everybody.
No.
Now,
but you have polling stations at every.
Now let me tell you, that is now the cost to what? To the party. If you announce, as you say, you now go and you say, bring instead of one polling station where all the primary is done, you are now saying that make it what?
93, not across the constituency, yes.
The cost increase, by what you were saying, the cost increase, right?
Yes.
4,000 increase. Who pays for that 4,000?
I'm saying that levy the aspirants.
Good. So where do they find that? Where do the aspirants find the money from?
But after all,
where do they find the money from?
Wouldn't they find the money to come and pay the delegates?
So,
but you want to take that?
So what I'm saying?
No. It has to reduce that.
Let's practicalize. Aspirant is able to pay for that. Now the aspirant becomes parliamentary candidate. It becomes the property of the party. The party must now finance the person for those areas to be able to get agents on those days. How does the person?
So is it your argument that the parties are able to finance their candidate and their party out of the dues their members pay?
Even
is that your argument?
Constraint on that, and so if you expand it more, then you are even.
Oh no, you have to answer my question first. I'm asking: are we assuming that the parties manage their party and their candidate with the dues their members pay?
They do that, but that is not even enough.
Exactly,
it's not enough.
They have ways of raising money.
Don't double the trouble. Don't double the trouble. Even with this one, we are unable to deal with it. That is why you see corruption here and there, because people must recoup money and all those things and put in.
If I get my so what you are doing is that is the problem. I think the problem that I'm seeing that they are trying to say we have is that
I represent MPP and I have NDC right behind me.
Okay, let's go. The problem is that I think what people are saying is that it's obscene to give money to delegates or to be seen to be giving gifts to delegates. That's what we're saying. But it is not obscene where the participant gets the money from. I think that seems to be the issue. That if I give this water to Amanda to vote for me, there's something wrong with that. But nobody asks where I get the water from. That seems to be the issue. That the problem Baba Jamal has is that he gave TVs and others, or he's alleged to have given TVs and others to vote.
But if you want to lead
but nowhere he had the money.
But if you want to lead a constituency, you should be resourceful.
Thank you.
That's the
that is the biggest thing even. That is even the biggest fear. Where I get the money from, you don't care where I get the money from. But your problem is that I gave the money, I gave 1,000 cities or 200 cities or 100 cities to somebody to vote for me. I mean, is it no WAP logic? That's WAP logic. So it doesn't matter where the person gets the money from. We don't seem to be offended by that.
But that is the OSP's job. If the OSP finds something, if the OSP finds something not right with your expenditure,
we are not saying
he gets into
finding out. Saying that you don't care where I get my money from. That's it. Because unless you establish that you don't care that where I get my money from. What you care is whom I spend my money on. What you care is that I've given a delegate something. Something, that's what you care. Because that is what we seem to be saying. There are ways to remove monetization if you want to do that. There are already existing ways.
What are the ways?
One. In the United States of America, let's do that because I'm a student of politics. When you are running for office, you file your financial disclosures. You must tell everybody in the world how much money you raised.
Okay.
And how you raised it. And how you spend the money. We have seen senators, congressional men, and people go to jail because of what they have done or not done with campaign financing. We should do that. So that if somebody, if Miss Amanda is running for election, Miss Amanda should be able to tell us that I have raised 1,000 cedis. And this is how I raised it. And this is how I've spent it. And every month we should be able to go, the financial disclosure is there. That saves this problem. Because then you, the candidate, must tell us, how were you able to give each delegate, you said there's 1,000 delegates in one community, if you gave each one of them 1,000 cedis, you must report it then in your financial disclosures. That means you will tell us how you raise the money, and how you spend the money. And even if it is your own money you have put inside there, you must sell as the source of that money. That is it. Again, he said that political parties after an election, I can tell you that today, if you had to go to EC and ask after the 2024 elections, how many of the political parties have filed their financial disclosures? So they raise any amount of money from we don't know. They have spent all the monies from where we don't know, and we are quiet. If you really want to stop the monetization in Ghanaian politics, enforce the existing laws. Let every parliamentary candidate, every delegate, you have delegates running for constituency office now, regional office, national office, let them come out with a template, a very simple template, accounting template, and post it online for every constituency. Tell them go online and disclose your financial filings. Tell me that I've raised this amount of money from this amount of people. This is how I'm spending it. And then let the law follow. Let the OSP then go and say, you said you spent $1,000 in this, $1,000 in these elections. But we've seen A, B, C, D. We've seen 20 posters in your constituency. Those 20 posters by commercial rate alone cost 2,000. How did you raise 1,000 but you are spending 2,000? You now answer that question. You said you have raised 10,000 in Ayawaso West Wogon, but we've seen you have 3 adverts on Joy FM. An advert on Joy FM costs for 5,000 cities. How do you raise the money? You understand? You cannot ask the intelligent questions. You cannot ask the smart questions. You can then follow up with prosecution or whatever. That is how you deal with this issue.
You're saying that this judgment does nothing to...
It doesn't. I'm just telling you that it doesn't.
I think ultimately we have to wait for this written judgment, to explain why Ghana's electoral college is constitutionally defective, because we haven't actually seen the judgment yet. For instance, we're going to look into, is it because of their limited size, privileged composition, is it susceptible to inducement, lack of accountability, or the denial of any direct vote to the wider membership? So I think waiting for the judgment and studying it to see why they thought it was constitutionally, defective is the first place we should start. And although a lot has been said about, it is money, it depends if you have a lot of money, etc., etc. I mean, for me, just the audacity of hope that someone can rise is what does it for me in terms of this is a good judgment, because sometimes it's the act of God. They say about presidents, etc., you can do everything you want, but it is God who decides who becomes president in terms of, the hand of God on that person and whether people vote. And there's a lot of things to go on. So for me, ultimately, I really think the audacity of hope means that we have got to open this up more for a potential candidate to rise, and a candidate that we have not seen. Because with everything that's also been said, the word that investment would have to be put in is a very important word, investment. That means the candidate is not rich. And some people are incredibly good at raising money. Trump, for instance, can tell you he's gone bankrupt 5, 6, 7 times. He can sit there with a cap in hand and he'll be able to raise $1 billion because that's the sort of person he is. Do you see what I mean? So once you've got charismatic leaders and people who a wider community can see, well, this is our voice, because at the end of the day, politicians and even presidents, they just speak on behalf of, powerful groups, etc., etc. So once you've got someone who can do that, then the money comes in terms of the investment comes, etc., etc. So you've got to get that candidate who not only believes themselves, but this will open it up to another potential, because as we're also seeing, Ghana's politics is aging. NDC, NPP, they're all perhaps a little too old, one would argue, particularly because of the amount of young people that are of voting age and the amount of young people that are on other platforms like TikTok. Literally, those TikTokers they don't even own a TV. They might have a laptop that they don't use to watch this. But yes, there are people on Facebook, but the average young person is on TikTok. And it's moving in a different direction, and we don't know when a change will come about. But ultimately, it is about the audacity of hope and a potential candidate rising, which this system allows for, because investment can be put in that potential candidate.
All right. No, you see, there's something the audacity of hope happens in this country too.
Yes, it
happens. Look, say whatever you want. President Muhammad is not from a billionaire, is a rich family. Nobody can say that. His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is not from a rich family. Nobody has said that he's from a billionaire family. No, he rose up to where he is based on meritocracy. It happens here. The point I'm saying that when Obama was running against Hillary Clinton for this, Hillary was the one from the money, with the money. From the money. Absolutely. Obama raised the audacity of hope. People invested in that hope.
Okay.
And people are still investing in hope in this country.
Okay.
So the problem is not that the audacity of hope does not exist. The problem is that you ought to be able to then bottle that audacity and market it and sell it.
All right. Thank you.
Hunter's Billy, let me tell you one thing. If you pick the MPP's constitution, there is a portion that tells you that when it comes to parliamentary candidate election, we can actually elect or appoint.
Yes. Yeah.
So the essence.
So the parties can decide that, okay, we are taking this person.
So that would even be very, very dangerous in the country.
Really?
I disagree with that.
No, you see, you can do that, but the widespread of it becomes very dangerous. Why do I say so? Maybe we go to Ayawaso West Wogo. John DeMello is there. We want a candidate to face John DeMello and take. We want political power. We can decide that, okay, Amanda Clinton is not an MPP person. And we can pitch it to her. And madam, we will not take you through any rigorous process. Show your face. Just put your face on the ballot, and we know when we get Amanda Clinton, we are going to win the seat. That is selection. In that instance, you see the ruling and others would even be problematic. You get it? So my point has been very, very clear, and I've been consistent on that. To me, from 2007 and seeing 2011, the expansion, and later seeing the expansion again in 2026, trust me, we are only increasing the cost for it. Whoever wants to
not dealing with the issues.
The issues must be dealt in what doctors are to propose.
Okay.
That the laws must be applied. If you are an incoming MP or you have that hope, and you think that this is a victory for you, my brother, your wage bill has increased without you even knowing. You get into the water and you'll be drowning. And
thank you very much. I'm grateful, gentlemen and lady. This one from Blueprint. He's writing from Eskaduket, and he says, "Good morning, KB. It's a good thing, a good rule." Oh, it's Kojo Brace. That's the name of it.
A lot of
I mean, when I was a Sky, they used to call me KB Kojo Brace. And then someone said, "Nah, you the way you are, we have to call you Hunter Pele." And then that's it.
And you have kept the Pele.
Yes.
For a particular reason.
Oh no, I just love it. People love it too. That's it. So it says, "Good morning. It's a good ruling. There's no question about it. This is a significant step towards cutting down the excessive influence of money in our politics. For too long, our body politic has been held hostage by deep pockets, and this decision throws a much-needed wrench in that system. Greetings to Dr. Baumia, the incoming president of 2029. Nana Kwamabuatin says, "Good morning, Sam. For me, I disagree with the Supreme Court's ruling on the conduct of political parties in their reorganization. But the beautiful thing is that the NPP is almost done with its election. We are awaiting how the NDC will implement this ruling." Greetings to Albert Kreku, MPP Greater Accra Regional Assistant Secretary, Hopeful. Nana Ikwema Boateng, Ablekuma Central, aka Dr. Baumia, will be president come 2029. That's it there. Rafiq Salam. Wow. He says, oh, Uncle Dr. Zato. Even the national elections, the political parties concentrate on the big regions. So it's still the same. Yeah. That's from Rafiq there.
Rafiq, smart guy.
Yes.
Yeah,
Rafiq, you are
to silence. The mother is for Wallabella area. So
okay.
It's a Wallabella, the mother is for
okay. All right. There's an issue coming up later today. We'll delve into that after we've come back from the court. Is that we are told that the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Dr. Dominic Ayine, will hold a briefing on government's position paper on the report of the Constitutional Review Committee at 1 p.m. today.
Okay.
Let me see. Okay, 1 p.m. tomorrow, yeah? The committee's full report and the government position paper will be published shortly after the briefing. You know what this means to even this discussion we're having? Remember, the committee is proposing that ministers will not even be appointed from Parliament. If government agree to that, it means that anybody who's going to Parliament with the intention of getting a ministerial appointment will have to now abstain.
What is wrong with that? What is wrong with ministers coming from parliament?
Well, I'm just.
I've seen people have found. I don't see what is wrong with that.
So what if the government agree? The government agrees with the committee.
I'm just saying that over the years we've made this case looks like it is something that is something. What is wrong with that?
Okay.
You see, in this country, that's why I'm saying that my history teacher in St. Francis Xavier Junior Seminary just said that if you deny history, you condemn yourself to not knowing the future. This constitution we've got is the best constitution that this country has ever had. It has sustained our democracy for over 30 years. It's a good democracy. The arrangements we have are good arrangements. So now when I hear people talking as if something monumental is wrong with it, I ask what is wrong with it. In the UK, it's happening, there's no problem. In America, it's standalone, it has no problem. Here we've decided a measure of the two. It has sustained us. Separating MPs from distance, the history told us cost Hilal Aman his position. Making others like this. So we have tried both. And this system is already working. Accountability, the problem is not the lack of accountability. If we still want to hold public officers accountable, we will do that. The problem is not the fact that it is not leading to our development. That is not the problem. Sometimes, even with the law, there are compromises and there are standing or there are issues that help to make a democracy work very well. This system is working very well. So look, people have been looking for it. People don't just go to parliament because they think they want to get ministerial appointment. There are people who are not in parliament, they have ministerial appointment. The question is that, like in the case of Hilalman, like in the place of others, what if you strictly separate them and all of a sudden before you are creating a monster in parliament? Because we've seen it's possible to have a Speaker of Parliament who is on good terms with the President. It's possible to have a majority leader or minority who is not in good terms with the President. Look, do you know what happened to this country when we had a hung parliament the last time? So far, there's nobody who has looked at that hung parliament and said that there is short accountability. No. There's nobody who has looked at that hung parliament and said it was the best parliament in this country. No. Do you know what? But for a very long time, people have been clamoring for this. Oh, let's have a hung parliament. So parliament is not controlled. We saw that it didn't happen. So, again, I'm saying that let's watch what they say, and sometimes let's be careful what we wish for. We have a good system. Yes, there are some reforms may be necessary, some changes may be necessary once in a while, but don't let us try to wholesale throw away the baby with the dirty one.
But what's your expectation? What's your expectation of what government will say on this?
I want to see what the government will say about the term, the 5, extended term to 5 years or the third term. I want to see what the government will say about that. Because that for me will speak volumes. We have a democracy, and you know there's this lingering debate coming out about a third term for the president. It's also going to the Supreme Court. Now I'm scared because the way this thing is really, I don't know. We may say, the president can go for another 3 term, and then before that we are creating a Mugabe. No. Now, whenever the Supreme Court is sitting down, I'm not a lawyer, so I'm just like,
Prof, I wouldn't go the Supreme Court route, but where you have to be scared is that when you pick the last page of the abridged version of the committee's report, they tell you that chapter 8 should be non-entrenched, meaning 2/3 majority can change it at any point in time. Here is the case that the same committee is proposing 5 years. And if 2/3 can change any provision over there at any point in time, do you know what can happen? The person can be president for 3 years and 2/3 can now change it to 10 years. Invariably, the person is dropping the third term. You get it?
Let me tell you what. But does it have retrospective?
We are going on.
Yes.
If they pass it today,
but let's say the person sitting on, it won't affect his tenure.
So you mean that the 4 years will end now?
Yes, and then you can.
We were told that. We were told that there was something about the English Parliament during the colonial days that it can do anything except turn a man into a woman. Today we know that's so possible. And we've also been told by students of politics know this, whenever a legislator is sitting, you must be scared. But you don't know what laws they can change and how it can affect you. These days when the Supreme Court is sitting, worried. Because, as I said, I'm serious. I don't know how they will rule this because everybody seems to think that this thing will be thrown out. Actually, I think later I'll defer to Ms. Amanda. The U.S. Supreme Court is able to look through cases and say this one, throw it away, throw it away. But here it seems I don't know, do they take everything?
No, you're absolutely right. I think even some Trump cases they throw away.
Yes, they just say, look, this one, they throw it up. But here, because, and that is what scares me about this petition to increase the 3 term. Because, see, we are trivializing it, but it's a very serious case. We could get up tomorrow like, ta-da, hey, so that's the 3rd term. And it may happen. So please, I'm saying that this constitutional review report that is coming, tread cautiously. The system we have has served us relatively well. Governments have come and have changed. Governments have gone, people have gone, they've come. No, look at our neighbors, Togo. Nobody has said that the longevity of the Yardimers has made Togo better than us. No.
Okay, all right.
Look at Cote d'Ivoire. Nobody has said that the longevity of the current guy and even the guy has made the country better than us. Look at Burkina Faso. So there's empirical evidence to show that longevity in office does not translate into what? Economic and political transformation.
Okay.
It does.
Thank you. Aaron, any expectation ahead of this white paper from government?
You see, I have so much interest in this.
Okay.
I have so much interest in this because the deputy AG have mentioned time without number that he taught me constitutional law.
Yeah.
So I know some of his philosophies. Save that some of his philosophies has changed since he assumed the role as deputy AG. So I'll pay keen interest to that. I have read the CRC report. I've done some work on it. In fact, I was privileged to be the secretary for the MPP's committee that to work on the proposal of the MPP. So understand from the MPP's point of view, understand from the committee's point of view. I'm only waiting for the government white paper, and I'm sure you bring us back here again to discuss it. One person I would recommend you should put on anytime, maybe if we are not on, he's senior, Nana J. Bafo, he dealt thoroughly with that subject matter too. So you can also put it on. I am very much expectant of what the government will say. There are key provisions. Let's pick the minister's Article 78(1). You see, I've always mentioned that if you want to cap, for me, capping even Supreme Court judges, I do not even subscribe to that. I'll tell you why. The jurisdiction of the Supreme Court, starting from Article 128 to 135, is too much for a few people to be dealing with it. Unless we are ready to amend the said part of the Constitution to take some of those jurisdictions and give it to other court, that I will agree with you on the capping. But on the said jurisdiction, from general jurisdiction, appellate, review, supervisory, official document, all these are jurisdictions that are so bold for them to deal with few numbers.
All right.
Okay.
I think this one is just an introduction. We'll wait for the folder. Yeah, Amanda, any expectation ahead of the white paper?
I just think that there is no problem with a minister also being an MP.
Yes, I
because I mean, it even shows a level of seniority in terms of enough confidence was put in that person to become an MP. That person is known, etc. The president knows, the person's activities within their constituency. That is why they're MP. And on pure merit, that person also becomes a minister. So it is not democratization to the extent that, we don't want them to also be a minister because that would take away from other people's position. I don't think that makes sense at all. I think it's all about seniority. It's all about branding in terms of who goes out there and does work and who the president has faith in to be a minister, etc. But I don't think you should take away the fact that they're an MP because of that. And I do agree with what has just been said, that we definitely need the Supreme Court to define this third term issue, because it's one of those things that if you leave it, we might just see ourselves in the middle of the third term, whereas the Supreme Court had an opportunity now to define, is this potentially a third term by technicality? If so, how, etc., etc. And now is the moment, because it is before them and it is not a trivial matter. It's going to define perhaps the next 50 years of what we consider a second term and a third term, etc.
It's interesting because someone told me some time ago that this will happen. Some people will go to court to seek interpretation into this third term whole thing, and it's happening. Now, this one says, good morning, Kojo. This is Abdul Ghani Mankarigu from Savannah region. The question is, will the state give a political party money for an entire primary elections? He is asking. I don't know if they will. Let's move on and deal with the OSP matters. Now, the OSP, court says that the OSP has powers to prosecute but the AG can also enter nullity protocol when it feels so. We're asking, is this validation for the OSP? Aaron, I started from Amanda, so I'll start this one with you.
I think I was here the other time and we discussed this. I told you that with the AG agreeing with the release being sought by Noah Adamti was not surprising. I told you the relation with the deputy AG and others. But I told you once again that this is not the first time an attorney general the attorney general is agreeing with a plaintiff in any matter. I cited Nino Teomabu III and the attorney general and Lands Commission in the EI 108 matter. And I told you that in that case, Grace, what happened was that the Supreme Court disagreed with both the plaintiff case and that of the attorney general who was siding with the AG. And same has happened again. What was Noah's relief? Primarily, Noah is saying that the office of the attorney general was unconstitutional and that Parliament had acted in excess of its powers.
Okay, the office of the OSP, you mean?
Oh, sorry. Office of the Special Prosecutor, not the Attorney General. Office of the Special Prosecutor is unconstitutional and that Parliament had acted in excess of its powers. You know the interesting thing? That's invariably the Attorney General agreeing with the position of Noah means that Noah was seeking for the abolishment of the Office of the Special Prosecutor, which the Attorney General agreed with him. And so that agenda has been fixed. Or that position that the Attorney General staked his neck for by siding with Noah has failed. But you see, I'm still on this matter too. I'm waiting for the judgment because the politics and the conversation around it would some way somehow set up the Attorney General. And I'll tell you why. If the Attorney General is granting relief A and H of Noah, it tells you that, okay, the Supreme Court is making a determination that pursuant to Article 88 of the Constitution, prosecutorial powers vest only in the Attorney General. And that by the Special Prosecutors Act and the enabling LI regulations for them to deal with, the Attorney General has already given them those express authorization to move ahead to prosecute, and that the Attorney General can on any day file nulli prosequa. That is the standard. If the police is prosecuting for and on behalf of the state, the Attorney General at any point in time can enter in and file nulli prosequa. But the timing this ruling is coming and the conversation and politics around it would even raise that even when the Attorney General genuinely believes that a matter should not progress, the Attorney General will feel reluctant in filing a nulli prosequa or withdrawal because someone somewhere would think that the Attorney General is stifling the work of the OSP. You see, I've mentioned time without number that the difference between your gross salary and your net salary goes to the public officer, and that if we create any office to protect the public purse, you must wholeheartedly support it. And that is why I, Ronasi Edwentry, to believing in the ideals of the MPP, believe that yes, there must be an office of the Special Prosecutor. But the occupant of this office has brought the office under so much fire and so much scrutiny that people have actually totally lost interest and belief in their prosecutorial powers or what even the office was made for. Let me tell you, if the OSP or the Special Prosecutor, Mr. Kisieja, being tout or makes an argument that I have made corruption very scary and people cannot enter in, that is only the slightest bit of it or measure of its office. And that one, he cannot even physically prove it to us. Because those who have been arrested from Atayi's time, they are still stealing in this country. And so if you said you've made it very dangerous for people to enter in, I'm sure you've been hearing a lot of cases. Those who are stealing in this government are still stealing.
But isn't that what we set it up for?
No, we set it up for a lot of reasons. One of it is to prosecute corruption and corruption-related issues.
Yes.
Grace, OSP's work is to do basically three things. Prosecute, investigate, and prevent.
Yes.
So prevention is only one part of it. And that one, we cannot even physically measure it. We cannot physically measure it. But let's give them the benefit of the doubt that they've been able to do that. What of the prosecution and the investigation? My brother, we have voted over 750 million Ghana cedis to that office. Ask yourself, the results the Special Prosecutor is bringing to us, is that what the Ghanaian people expected? We were in this country when Mr. Kisieja took us on a trailer in Manila, took us on a movie theater, took us to Madame Cecilia Abinadape's house. For one good year, conversation around it and created a bad narrative and a bad public perception for the MPP, that the MPP and its officials are engaged in corruption. After one good year, the special prosecutor tells us that he does not have the authority to prosecute or that capacity to prosecute that matter. And brother, this is just, it can be likened to one being incompetent. And as such, if such a person, somebody raises question about who has prosecutorial powers and back and forth, it is sometimes because of the behavior of the person occupying the office. The office, yes, we need it, but those in it should act and live up to the expectation we demand of them.
Thank you, Aaron. Yeah. You saw the Supreme Court there sought to say that, well, you can't say Parliament erred in what they did, that the OSP has the prosecutorial powers, but the AG can come in when he feels like. What does that do to the effectiveness of the office if the AG can decide at any point in time to say, I want to enter nolle prosecutor because probably you're prosecuting my party member?
Thank you very much. You see, let's start with theory, and we come to this, and that was where I was with Mr. Clinton about the theory about these issues. The theory is that if you separate ministers from being in MPs, it will lead to what's it called, more accountability and fairness. The reality doesn't work like that. Since 1992, the legal fraternity in this country has been making the case that let's separate the AG's office from what?
The office of the Minister of Justice. Yeah.
And their reason was simple. There seems to be a complete agreement in that legal fraternity that adding those two officers makes the office complicit, and that is why we don't have enough regime accountability in Ghana. That it is because it is Attorney General and the Minister of Justice, that is why a lot of politicians get a pat on their back even when they do wrong, and that we don't go after them rightly, and so that is what is festering corruption. There seems to be a complete agreement on this among the legal fraternity in this country. But the question has been, how do we solve it? Again, there is a consensus in the legal fraternity. Separate the two. They've said that again and again in papers and lectures and discussions in academic articles. Separate the two. That when you separate the two and you put the man in charge of prosecution different from the government's lawyer, it will lead to distance. The OSP was an attempt to achieve that central objective. It was an attempt to achieve that normative or that theoretical objective, which is that the separation of those two will in and of itself stop corruption or reduce corruption. So if you are for reducing corruption, if you are a student of a good governance, if you are a student of probity and accountability, you should be cheering for that office. Because it is putting to test what has been or we seem to have been done. But what we have seen is that it's no. Now, the OSP has been clipped. What has been said about the OSP now, what the ruling said, doesn't make the OSP different from, let's say, any other. Listen, if you do something today, and let's say the CID decides to pick you up and they're prosecuting you, the AG can do the same thing. Yeah. So literally, you have one, put the OSP firmly under the tone and control of a politician. The same thing that we said was the one causing the corruption. You've just done that. You have just said that, look, Mr. OSP, you can spend millions investigating the case. You can put in thousands of man-hours investigating the case. You can do all the hard work. You can bring your case. Attorney General will just wake up one day with a pen and say, drop it, stop it, then investigate this because it's my friend. And don't think we've not done that before in this country. And don't think that the current Attorney General has not done that.
But will it be that easy?
It is easy. That's what, again, the lawyer's room is not. I will tell you, one of the biggest things, one of the first things this Attorney General did when he came to office was to issue about 7 or 6 nolle prosecutions. I was trying to add the total cost involved in all those nolle prosecutions. Unibank was about 8 billion. Ambulance case was about 7 billion. Saglemi is around 150 million. Maybe somebody there, one of those who do the national census.
Saglemi was in dollars.
Yes. Yes, about $150 million.
Okay.
Somebody can convert that to me. Senate is about $72 million. I'm just adding. You convert these three things and look at how much money that the Attorney General flies down the toilet because they were friends and members of the NDC. The only criteria, I've also heard there seems to be a consensus in the legal community that the only case among those things that people thought that was not the same was the ambulance case, the one involving Akosua. That one I agree. But everybody seems to agree that, especially in Saglemi, in Senate, in Unibank, in all these things, that they were cases, and I understand, in this knowledge process they passed. The courts of competent jurisdictions have agreed that these people had a case to answer. It means what you lawyers call a prima facie case was established. The court said you have a case in the Saglemi case, you have a court to answer for the $150 million. The only lawyer. Attorney General says throw it out. In the Senate case, the court says we have established the government has made its case. You say throw it out. Now you sit down there and do this. That is what this Attorney General did. He just flashed on.
Only Saglemi 1.6 billion Ghana cedis if you convert it.
How? Okay. Okay. That is more than the money for the big push.
A big push.
Yeah, how much is big?
Big push is 8 billion or so.
Okay, so Unibank was 8 billion. Ambulance is about 7 billion. Senate, Saglemi.
No, big push is more than that.
I'm just telling you that if you Saglemi and Senate alone is about $200 million. Do the math. So now you are now telling me that this is Attorney General that we should now give all this facts to him. He can just simply say don't do this. Now here's the point. There are people that are maybe happy about it. What if tomorrow there's a change of government? There's a change of government. And then a new Attorney General comes. Do you trust that new Attorney General to allow all this prosecution to go on? Even if you trust Honorable Dominic Ayine, that he will do right by this country. Even if you trust that, okay, I'm not questioning that. Do you trust the guy that will come after him? What makes you trust him?
Okay, all right.
The only criteria used for all this knowledge prosecution was one thing and one thing alone. They were all members or friends of the NDC. What makes you think that our next Attorney General coming will not also say they were all members of the NPP, so give them a knowledge prosecution?
That wasn't the criteria there.
What was
He gave reasons.
What was the criteria?
He gave reasons.
I agree. I'm disagreeing with this. I'm saying that they were all members of the NDC, and so far no single member of the NPP has benefited from another prosecution.
Okay.
When the government came into power, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of NPP members or Ghanaians all over this country facing prosecution. None has received a knowledge prosecutor.
Okay.
And that is the danger of this current thing. The OSP has been rendered completely toothless by this ruling.
I'm grateful. Let me bring in Amanda. I was checking your, here it says, Mahama unveils record 30.8 billion Ghana cedis big push in 2026.
138, okay, so.
No, 30.8 billion.
30.8
billion.
If you add these numbers, they are more than that.
Okay. Amanda.
Yes, I mean, I just want to congratulate the Office of the Special Prosecutor and the countless civil society organizations that were behind them in this Supreme Court decision, because a lot of the headlines for me are misleading, because I truly think the OSP won. The OSP won because the OSP does not require personal case-by-case approval from each successive Attorney General. The OSP has also won because it preserves prosecutions, convictions, and freezing orders, etc. They won the right to commence and conduct cases, and although that right is not absolute, it means that they don't have to go and seek this case-by-case approval, which is fantastic. Furthermore, it very much mirrors the Canadian system in terms of, I think in Canada, for nulli prosequi equivalent, it's like a Canadian Gazette, etc. Doctor case and the AG can put the stop brakes. We must also remember Article 296 of our 1992 Constitution, which controls how public officials and authorities use discretionary power. You see what I mean? So Article 296 requires discretionary power to be exercised fairly and candidly, not arbitrarily or with improper bias, etc. So even if it can be said that the case was just discontinued, by virtue of Article 296, you can take the matter back to court, etc. But I think it is a huge win for the OSP, who everything has been on standstill for the last 4 or 5 months. The CSOs, I think there was over 12 CSOs that went behind them. And I don't think Ghana media is promoting how big a win this is for the OSP in terms of they don't have to go for this case-by-case approval, which is the main point.
Yes.
Their main point was, we don't have to go for case-by-case approval, put hand in to ask you permission. And so they won. And so when the headlines are saying it was unanimously dismissed, etc., I'm like, are we reading the same, the same decision? But furthermore, I just really, really want to say that the OSP controls the route into court, but the Attorney General retains constitutional exit. And ultimately, the special prosecutor has the accelerator and the AG retains the emergency brake. But that emergency brake means that even with Article 296, you know what I mean? It's not just absolutely discretionary. It has to come with something in terms of there has to be a basis, etc. But the power of the OSP, because when we're talking about financial crime, etc., it's something that's very passionate, for me. But the power of the OSP is that everything is political. In terms of, even the AG's position is political. No, everybody knows the AG is a political appointee. So in his name alone, it tells you it's a political appointment. So the OSP was only going to the Supreme Court for one thing and one thing alone, that they do not have to go for case-by-case approval. So they won. They essentially won, and it means the type of cases the OSP can conduct can continue. And it also means, because as much as I love this whole oral push, etc., I've said it on TV3 and I've said it countless times, that, with the oral push, it's like 99.9%, just NPP. And I know it is about, the past misgivings of NPP, etc. That's why it's a push. But as you're doing an oral push, you also have to evolve the ethos of the mandate in terms of, now we are in power. Could it be said that there are members within NDC at a very senior level who might be doing certain things they shouldn't, etc.? And this is what the OSP can independently validate. And so I welcome the decision, and I very much would like the media to stop saying that it was unanimously dismissed. When it means case by case, the OSP does not have to go cap in hand and ask the AG for permission.
On top of it, you see, I think we should be clear that the matter was on two things. Whether OSP, who was arguing that he's independent of the AG, and whether the OSP must go on case by case for approval. On the case by case, the Supreme Court won. They are not independent of the AG. If the AG can come in, he found only prosecutor. So it's not a total victory.
Thank you. Our time is up, but please give me just 3 minutes, because I'm giving one of you 1 minute each. Galamsey impunity in Power Police Station helpless. Does it mean government is losing the fight? Is government losing it, or too early in the day? Amanda?
Government is not losing the fight, but some regions remain under-resourced, etc., in terms of what the police can do. And so now this has been brought to national attention. It's incredibly important that the government backs, that particular constituency in order for them to carry out this mandate, particularly because it's a national emergency, such as Galamsey.
Unfortunately, I won't give you time because my director says our time.
Say that the government is losing the fight is wrong. The government did not even start a fight. In the Galamsey, they didn't even start a fight. Their approach has been lazy and lackadaisical. They've never even started a fight. To say that they've lost it, no. There was no pulse in the Galamsey fight. It was just
we have to move.
You are from the Western region. You are from the Western region. Telling you that this is a police station. 20 steps from the police station is Galamsey. And you have a DC, you have an MP from the area, and you are telling me that government is losing the fight. What are you
telling me? They didn't even start the fight.
Okay. Amanda Akosua Clinton is head of chambers at Printing Consultancy. Senior lecturer, political analyst, senior fellow at APL. But my time is up.
I've seen people on social media.
Aaron Asiedu, member of the NPP's communication team. Thank you very much. We'll take a break. We'll be back with more. Please stay.
Upgrade your print game with Konica Minolta, proudly powered by SkySat Technologies. From all-in-one machines that print, scan, and copy to professional systems and heavy-duty production machines, we deliver unmatched performance. Right now, SkySat has an unbeatable offer. 1 entire year of free servicing on all Konica Minolta machines. That's 12 months of expert maintenance for new and existing customers. Visit our new VIP Print Center at Pegasus Place, Airport Residential Area for a live demonstration. Call us on 050-164-5180 or 0302-798-829. Again, it's 050-164-5180 or 0302-798-829. SkySat Technologies. Performance that delivers every time.
Hi, now let me share my wildlife experience with you at Safari Valley Eco Park.
Welcome to Safari Valley Eco Park.
Our electric shuttle pulled up, and in no time our tour began. We were surrounded by wildlife from the moment we entered the eco park. We were greeted by experienced tour guides who took us through orientation and how to better enjoy the experience. Watch these animals roam freely in their natural habitat, undisturbed by our presence. We saw zebras, sable antelope, brown cranes, mara, silky chicken, nyalas, Shetland ponies, and so many animals I just couldn't keep up. Our tour guides taught us so much about the wildlife, their behavior, and how to interact with them. I even fed them. We also went fishing on a man-made canal. Then we took a break to have lunch in this serene environment. All this amazing experience for this price for adults, this price for teenagers. It's a bargain. As the sun began to set, it was time to go back home, but not before dinner by the campfire. It has been a thrill of a lifetime, and I can't wait till my next visit.
Safari Valley Eco Park, bringing you closer to nature.
Palladium Residences in Achimota isn't just an address, it's the home you truly earned. Secure your place with just a 10% deposit and choose from beautifully designed modern apartments or spacious townhouses built for everyday comfort. This is more than a building. It's a vibrant, curated community with a clubhouse, state-of-the-art gym, and an on-site hotel, all at ABC Junction, minutes from Achimota Mall. Enjoy city energy while retreating to your private sanctuary. Call now to reserve your unit and benefit from limited launch incentives, including priority unit selection, executive pricing, and flexible payment options available. Don't miss the chance to pick the best homes. Book your private site visit today. Call 050-9823-424. Palladium Residences. Live smart, invest better.
So this strategy will lead. Oh no, not again.
Sir, relax. The generator will come on now.
The generator is not working.
Why stress yourself when the experts are just one tap away? Introducing Left Power, the smart emergency support app from Left Signature Limited. With Left Power, certified engineers respond fast, anytime, anywhere. No delays, no stories.
Hello, sir. This is Left Signature Limited. The request has been received and our engineers are already on their way. Please relax. We've got you covered.
This is professional. Every Left expert is certified, verified, and can be tracked in real time. Oh, you'll know they're coming before they even arrive. From electrical engineering and solar power systems to data center management, cloud services, smart automation, and software development, Left Signature delivers excellence, fast, reliable, and professional. Left Power.
Your solution is just one tap away.
Available on Play Store and App Store.
Well, thank you so much for staying with us. Let's talk about my alma mater, Gimpa Business School. Listen, I was born, bred and buttered at Gimpa Business School. But those who understand the system better have joined me in studio. Admissions are in progress, and we'll tell you everything you need to know about the Gimpa Business School. Joining us in studio is Dr. Jemima Otu, Senior Lecturer and the Tema Campus Manager. I'm also joined by Stanley Kofi, Associate Professor of Marketing, Gimpa Business School. Thank you so much for joining us in studio.
You're welcome.
Gimpa is already very popular. I mean, a child, if you just tap a child today, they can talk about the Gimpa school. But for the business school itself, for those who have not heard about it and it's the first time hearing, I'd love to hear about it again.
Thank you so much. The business school is pioneering in the sense of some of the courses it's been running for years. But we stand for three things: quality, innovation, and connectedness. Why do I say so? Quality, because when you come to the business school, about 80% of our academic staff have PhDs from top international institutions, and a lot of them have industry experience as well. What it means is that you get a best of both worlds. They are sharp at their wit, and they deliver with practical experience based on the industry experience that they have. So that combined gives a very sharp and effective performance in the classroom. And then we talk about innovation. When I talk about innovation, I'm substantially referring to the fact that most of our programs are developed with industry in mind and with industry leaders, and therefore there's high level relevance such that individuals who come to us get what is happening in the market in terms of our delivery. If you take some of our one-year masters, for example, in the areas of HR, marketing, procurement, logistics, and supply chain management, and what have you, all of those were developed with a sharp focus on the market. And that is why I think that the innovativeness comes in terms of the continuous development of those curricula for the purpose of students' benefits. When it comes to teaching, we use varied and relevant methods, including case studies, which again will bring the course to life in terms of what happens in real life. And those are some of the issues that I describe as innovation. And then also we have connectedness internationally. We've built relations with international institutions. For example, when you go to the University of Melbourne Business School, we have, which means some of our students can go there on visits, interact. And that interactivity means that the students' experience at Gimpa is not limited to the local environment only. It gives them a chance to be international in scope, which of course gives some advantage when it comes to beyond school and looking for opportunities. So all of those things, as far as we, the business school, is concerned, is a top notch, and it's where we want people to come in.
Dr. Otu, when I wake up in the morning or when I tap somebody and they think of Gimpa, what should they think about? Prof is just like puts the huge philosophy, but in very simple terms, and how that translates in the classroom, he's been telling us. But in a very simple term, when a person thinks of Gimpa, what should they think about? What should come to them?
When you think of Gimpa, you should see yourself finishing school and landing a big job.
That's good, especially for the business school as well.
Exactly.
Okay.
So we have collaborations with GIPS, PMI, for instance. We have collaboration with industry players. And so right from day one, you start collaborating with people who are already working.
Right.
And so you learn on the job. We have programs like moot procurement, for instance. So we take the students through real life procurement processes. And so when they are done, getting jobs becomes so easy.
Okay. I'll stay with you. How many departments is a business school running currently? Prof?
4. We have 4 departments.
Okay. You want to take me through those departments?
So we have management science department.
Okay.
We have department marketing, Prof.
Accounting and finance, business management,
finance and management, business management.
Okay. In all of these areas, which area is seeing major boost? Which area is attracted more, attention from applicants or people who like to enroll?
The management science?
Yes,
the management science. What's unique about it?
Okay, so we do project management.
Okay.
So we have the 1-year masters and then the MBA, which is 2 years. But what makes our project management stand out is the integrated projects we take our students through. So instead of the traditional thesis they write, we do what we call integrated projects. And so we identify real life problems and they use the theories they have learned in class to solve those problems. So when they are done, it equips them. We do same for the supply chain management students as well.
Okay. Well, Doug, I know also that you run from certificate programs all the way to PhD and doctor management as well, doctor of management as well. But by the time a person will get to a doctor of management or the PhD, they're probably working. And somebody watching us now is wondering, I'm working full time. How can I still enroll and get any of these certificate levels?
So that is when the offering, the flexibility in the offering modes come in. We have weekend school that run from Monday to Thursday evenings. Then we have, those are the weekday schools. We run from Monday evening to Thursday evening. And then the weekend school runs from Friday to Sunday morning.
Okay.
We have the modular session where you can take a 3 weeks leave, come to school for 3 weeks, and then go back for 4 or 5 months, and then you come to school for 3 weeks, and then you are done for the first year.
Okay.
Then we also have the EMBA, where you come to school 1 weekend in a month.
Okay.
For 2 years, and then you get your MBA.
Prof, let me in on the clear difference between the EMBA and the NBA. Why are you deliberate with the EMBA and also very deliberate with the MBA?
Now, thank you so much. The MBA is aimed at middle level sort of managers, and at that point, there is the tendency for students to want to specialize. So you can do an MBA with specialization in HR, with specialization in accounting, with specialization in finance, and on and on. So at that point, people are still trying to build up and deciding on the specifics for themselves. So it tends to have that flavor. When it comes to the EMBA, most people who come to us are already at the executive level and are looking for the generalities of ideas that would help them to run the organization in the general sense of it. And that is where the key distinction is between the MBA and the EMBA.
Okay. Doug, I mean, because you're a lecturer and you always stand in front of students, you brought it in onto the fact that you use real case studies in teaching. Typically in your classroom, what would a case study session look like?
Okay, so we identify problems, sit in groups, and then get the students to apply the concept we have taught them to solve those problems. We do it together with them.
Okay, and that gives you practical sense of what it will look like when you go out there. Prof, you also mentioned of a supply chain. procurement. Ghana is currently shifting. I mean, you were supposed to be shifting to industrialization long ago, and you've been preparing students for that. You told us how people are ready, by the time they finish GIMPA, they're ready to get jobs. For supply chain and procurement, Prof, are we preparing them? Are they getting jobs? Will they get jobs? Is it tied to our industrialization agenda?
Very much so. Very, very much so. Very much so that industry actually reaches out to some of us to connect them to students so that they can employ.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Prof, admissions are opened?
Yes.
Yes, it's been ongoing, and when you get to the GIMPA website, gimpa.edu.gh, there are various instructions, courses that are open, and also there are specific numbers people can contact beyond the general website information. We have the number 302-775-401.
Okay.
And we also have 302-775-402. So yes, get to the website, get through the system. They are all outlined, the requirements and all that. If you still need to talk to someone, these numbers are available. So admissions are ongoing for September.
Okay. Well, what would you say to students watching us who have always thought that GIMPA is only for older people?
Okay. So we actually have undergraduate programs. And what makes our undergraduate program stand out is the exchange program. You can actually do the first year in GIMPA and decide to do your second year in France. Yes.
Okay.
Or Canada or Australia and then come back.
Okay.
So we have this double degree program we run. So you can actually finish with 2 degrees, one from an international university and one from GIMPA.
Okay.
And I would like to talk about the Tema campus.
Okay.
Yes. So Tema campus runs business school programs we have talked about, and it also runs SPSG programs that you interviewed them yesterday.
Yes, we did. Yes.
Yes. So for all applicants, undergraduates, graduates who do not want to drive all the way to the Green Hill campus would want to come to the Tema campus. It's adjacent the Lipan Hotel in Committee 5. And you get the same faculty, same certificates. So please, do not worry about the motorway. Come straight to Tema.
And you definitely see Dr. Jemima Otu over there. She's senior lecturer at the Tema campus and as well manages the Tema campus. Stanley Kofi is associate professor of marketing, GIMPA Business School. Prof, I'll just give you a few seconds to speak to parents who are watching us today, who are trying to take a decision because of school fees. They are not certain, they think it's pricey or not. Just a few seconds to speak to them.
GIMPA is a leading management, leadership and governance institute. There are skills that we deliver that other institutions may not have. So the sacrifice you make in terms of money is compensated for by the quality of our delivery, the staff, our environment, and the experience of the student, both locally and internationally, means they are exposed, they are better prepared, they are ready for the job market, and it's worth every penny you spend on your child at GIMPA. So go for it. Please don't hold back.
And one
Thank
advantage,
you so much.
one advantage
Quickly.
is our classroom sizes. The class sizes are very small, so we get one-to-one interaction with students.
That I can confirm. Thank you so much. Do stay with us. We've got another conversation on the show.
From region to region, from citizen to citizen, one conversation, one purpose, protecting Ghana's democracy. The conversation continues from the northern region, where citizens and leaders came together to confront the growing influence of money in politics. The train now makes its next stop at the Volta regional capital of Ho, because protecting our democracy is a shared responsibility. Join the Joy News Impact Makers Foundation for another exciting edition of Democracy is Not for Sale, a regional citizen-politician dialogue bringing together citizens, political leaders, governance think tanks, civil society, and the media to examine the impact of illicit political financing and explore reforms that will strengthen Ghana's democracy. Expect our team of researchers between the 27th and the 30th of July in Ho as they solicit your views for a survey ahead of the forum. The forum is on Friday, the 31st of July at the Freedom Hotel at Ho at 4 p.m. It will be live on Joy News, Joy 99.7 FM, myjoyonline.com, and all Joy News social media platforms. Democracy is not for sale. Your vote is your voice.
Also, thank you for staying. For Crocs Training Institute, you already know, but because it's nice, we talk about it again so you can make a decision about yourself and your education. Barata Akefi is CEO, Crocs Training Institute. I've also got Norman Griffith. He is a current ABE Level 6 diploma and in business management student to share his experience as well. It's good to have you back in studio, Norman. It's my first time meeting you. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
For those who have not heard about Crocs Training Institute, once again, let's hear about it.
Okay, so Crocs Training Institute is in the business of providing professional development to our students. We offer various certifications, and some of those certifications, we call them alternative pathways to higher education.
Okay.
So that is the reason why we are here this morning.
Tell me some of the offerings that I've seen. ABE Level 6, I've seen ATHE. First of all, let me know the two before the levels.
Okay. So when it comes to professional education, usually the courses are put in levels.
Okay.
So we usually start from level 3. That's like an SHS equivalent.
Oh.
Then level 4, which is more like a first year foundation diploma. Then level 5, which is more like an HND. Then level 6, which is usually equivalent to a degree. Then level 7, which is the postgraduate. So usually the professional designations come in these levels.
Okay.
And so at Cracks, what we are offering is that we are offering UK certified Ghanaian recognized qualification.
Okay.
So in a sense, you are a global player, but relevant in the local space as well. And so you are looking at, say, a level 6 or a level 7 qualification for those who have HNDs, those who have 2-year diplomas, and are looking for a smart way to upgrade. Okay. A lot of our students tend to be working professionals, and so the traditional university sometimes can be a headache for them. So if you are in that category and you are working, but you still want to keep an eye on your academic credentials, you are looking for something that is recognized in the Ghanaian space by the regulator, that is GTech, then the level 6 and level 7 qualifications are something that you go for. And these qualifications, once you are able to get them, you are able to then transition to do master's degrees and rise up. The level 6 qualification, for example, is for a year. So if you have an HND, within a year, you can get a qualification in business management or a qualification in computing that allows you to then continue further. Okay. As I said, a lot of our students are working professionals, so they are juggling a lot of things together, but that flexibility, weekend, hybrid system, online, once a month, in person, they're able to fix it all around and do their certifications.
Let me speak to Norman, who has the experience. So you are on ABE level 6. What does that even mean?
So that is the degree equivalent he was talking about. Okay. So that means once you're done with that, you have a degree equivalent that is recognized by the Ghanaian universities.
What's been your experience so far?
Very convenient.
Very convenient. So, you do something else? Okay.
Yeah, I'm a creative. I do film, graphic design and stuff. So when I was looking for a program, I was looking for something that wouldn't restrict me. Okay. And that's when I found Crux. Okay. Yes, and very convenient, doesn't conflict with my work, doesn't conflict with any of my projects. So weekends online, once a month in person.
You just like it. After this, what are you hoping to do with this certification from Crux? What are you?
So after this, I plan to move to do a master's.
Okay, and this helps you, gives you an alternative route to that master's. Okay, Norman is just sharing his success story, but which of that success story can you share with me?
So our success stories are many. As I said, for us, it's about the convenience. Sometimes people also want to travel, and when they want to travel, then they are looking at a global qualification that helps them to meet some of the requirements. As I said, these are UK recognized qualifications. So a lot of the UK universities, Canada, America, they all take these qualifications. And the courses are very, very practical. Okay. Very practical. So not a lot of chew and pour. And we also use what we call the open book exam system. With the open book exam system, what it means is that you are not doing a timed exam. So you have the luxury, the questions are given to you about 2 or 3 weeks to research.
Hey, Brand Norman, so do you have your questions already?
So well, on the break right now.
So for your second semester, so it's 1 year. Your course is for a year. So you're going to get the opportunity to do open exams.
Oh, yes.
He's done 3 already.
Oh, wow. It's good for you. Okay, so you say it's accredited by GTech.
Yes.
You want to emphasize on that?
Yes, very importantly. Very importantly. We know how the system is nowadays, so you don't want to do a course and then later on we don't recognize you, it's not valid, so no issues with any of those.
Okay, Norman, what would you tell somebody watching this morning who wants to take a decision about their life or find an alternative to a higher education?
I would say register now. Don't wait.
Okay.
Because it's not a long course as well. It's quite simple, quite short. What I'm doing is 1 year. And I believe the other ones are about similar timelines. So register now, get in the program. Before you know it, you're on your way to your master's, higher qualifications.
And you're fine, just like that.
Yeah.
A quick question, for those who are watching us who probably have only senior high school certificate, what's that for them?
Yeah, so as I explained earlier in my submission, there are levels to it. So let's say if you have a high school diploma, a base foundation diploma, then you start from level 4. Okay. So once you start from the level 4, and the good thing is that the courses all have their equivalency. So for example, somebody who does the level 4 qualification has 2 options for further education. Okay. First of all, they get a diploma. So if you are in work, that can help you to upgrade yourself and maybe get a higher salary. Okay. Then you have the chance of entering into the traditional university at level 200 with the level 4, or going on the pathways doing level 5. and then level 6. So that flexibility is always there. So if you are a matured student, you are looking at not giving up on your tertiary education, we have a starting point for you. It may take you about 2 years or so, but your journey also starts as well. So yes, I believe that these are courses that are in the system that once you are able to get on board, you are able to.
Where are you located again?
So we are at Osu. We are just opposite the Accra Sports Stadium.
Okay.
But as we said, we have students from all around the country because the courses are 80% online and then 20%. Sometimes those out of Accra are able to do their course virtually throughout their whole time with us.
Okay. Do you have a number you want to show? You want to direct them to a certain...
Of course. So let me leave a number for them to call, and then the team at the office can take care of them. So the numbers to call is 0539 340 600. That is 0539 340 600. The team at the office will handle all calls and then get you in touch. This August, new cohorts are starting.
Oh,
so
nice.
You can start your journey.
After August, when are you opening?
So after August, then the February.
February,
we do another one. Exactly.
Norman, you want to say bye-bye to your friends watching you, but share your final words. You're a man of very few words.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. Yeah. So I think...
You can look here. Yeah.
Register now. It's open. Call the number we gave you. Come and join me, and let's succeed together. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Okay, just like Norman, register now, call the number, and come and join me. But you stay with me because I've got another conversation with you. Take care and have a good one.
Thank you very much.
You.
This week on the Career Trail.
I believe that the education system is broader beyond science and maths. I actually didn't work even with the course I studied. So I called this current manager, Angel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they took me to Angel. So Angel listened to it. I was like, hey, Charlie, this is my boy. They used to call me Tiny because I was rapping in Ghana.
I used to drink and smoke.
Those times. I was like, God, what do you mean? This is my life. I woke up in the morning, everything was fine. I was just going to pick something. I came back, the studio was on fire.
From region to region, from citizen to citizen, one conversation, one purpose, protecting Ghana's democracy. The conversation continues from the northern region where citizens and leaders came together to confront the growing influence of money in politics. The train now makes its next stop at the Volta regional capital of Ho, because protecting our democracy is a shared responsibility. Join the Joy News Impact Makers Foundation for another exciting edition of Democracy is Not for Sale, a regional citizen politician dialogue bringing together citizens, political leaders, governance think tanks, civil society, and the media to examine the impact of illicit political financing and explore reforms that will strengthen Ghana's democracy. Expect our team of researchers between the 27th and the 30th of July in Ho as they solicit your views for a survey ahead of the forum. The forum is on Friday, the 31st of July at the Freedom Hotel at Ho at 4 p.m. It will be live on Joy News, Joy 99.7 FM, myjoyonline.com, and all Joy News social media platforms. Democracy is not for sale. Your vote is your voice.
Staying. So let's talk about Pip Jones because they are celebrating their 68th anniversary, and joining me in studio is Elvis Christopher Boateng. He is a Kojo by 2000. So since you finished school, it's been 26 years.
Yes.
Wow.
26 wonderful years.
26 wonderful years. Should I be saying congratulations, well done? I mean, what do you respond to?
Combine all of it.
Combine all of it. So you're 68.
Yes, please.
Okay, what are you doing? Let me in.
Okay, so basically we are having our our 68th anniversary, and then we are combining with our Pojoba Worldwide Homecoming.
Okay, those are two big things.
Yes, and then with our speech and prize giving day.
That's three.
That's three.
Okay.
Combined together.
The anniversary, the Worldwide Homecoming, and then speech and prize giving day. What form and shape will and let's start with the anniversary. What form and shape will the anniversary take?
Okay, so basically, as most people are aware, Pope John is the biggest school in the Eastern region. It's the biggest. So we want to color the whole of the region yellow and blue. That is from tomorrow. So tomorrow, God willing, we'll be having Dr. Mane Boama commemorative walk. That is 2,000 plus 1 steps from Justice Park to Pope John. Then on Saturday, that is the speech and prize giving day. And then Sunday, as usual, the name Pope tells you that we're the head when it comes to the Catholic fraternity. So we'll be having our Thanksgiving Mass.
Okay.
On Sunday, 7 o'clock a.m.
Okay, that's for the anniversary. Or you've combined it.
Combined the 3 days event.
All of this, okay.
The first and second.
Okay. So on that day, walk me again through the dates. 31st.
That's tomorrow.
Tomorrow, first Saturday, then Sunday is the Thanksgiving. Okay. People, Pojobas watching you today, how have you been preparing? How have you been preparing?
Okay, so actually, this particular program, the Pojoba 2000 group is a special group, which everybody's aware.
Why?
It's our batch that we were able to create some wonderful stuff in the school. We were able to build a whole edifice for the school.
Oh, nice.
And then Professor Titus Bayu is also a Pojoba. And then your own person, Kojo Esquire, is also a Pojoba.
Oh, you guys have some big wigs over there.
Yes.
Okay.
So we are combining with the 2001 year group to make this program a very wonderful one.
Okay.
And mentioning the edifice, the same 2000 group, we've put up a very huge structure in the school, but we are yet to complete, which we will now call on the public to come assist us.
Oh, so you have money?
Yes.
So you have money.
Oh, at times it's good.
Is that the edifice on the school?
Yes, very good. That's the edifice.
What do you intend to use it for? Is the school choose what they want to use it for?
Yes, so no. We are doing it for the school. So we will not allow the school to choose for us. Actually, we are aligning with the current curriculum. Now they've changed the SHS curriculum. You have computer science and some engineering courses. So this wonderful edifice, you will get computer lab.
Okay.
Modern computer lab. You have engineering studios. Okay. You have visual art studios. Okay. But it's a whole wonderful project that we are putting together. But you see, this is for the nation, not for only Pope John. That is why we are calling on the public. Okay. Just come and support us. Okay. When you go to PopeJohnLegacyProject.com, you get enough information.
PopeJohnLegacyProject.com, yes. And people can make their donations.
Yes, please.
Over there and all of that. Okay, walk me through finally again the program outline, particularly timelines.
So basically, the theme for the anniversary is empowering learners for excellence, responsibility of all. Now we are living in a nation whereby most parents leave responsibility of education at the doorstep of only the teachers. But now we want to draw the attention. So only the teachers, the alumni are part of it. Parents, we are going to call on parents that day to please. It is all of us our responsibility for empowering our learners for excellence. And then that's as I told you, we will be meeting at Pediatric Lodge, 12 noon. We'll do a convoy to Jackson Park. Then we'll go back to Jackson Park for the walk. It's 2,000 plus 1 walks to the school.
2,000 plus 1 walk.
Yes.
Are you going to be counting it?
Oh, we've counted already. This is a wonderful school. We do things with excellence.
Okay.
So we've really counted severally. We know the steps we are going to take.
The pace?
Yes, please.
No, I'm fascinated. Basically,
in fact, I will invite
what is
you.
Nicholas doing in this studio? Are you a Pojoba? Get out of the studio. We are talking to Pojobes.
Tell me.
So you have a pace, like you've counted, you've calculated.
Yes, please. 2,000 plus 1. And you see the wonderful thing?
Now, one, Nefi.
Yes, we are combining this project. This is anniversary and homecoming. The year 2000 group and 2001. So where we are going to start, you get 2,000 plus 1 walk.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
And we are inviting the public. Most people wish they are Pojobes. This is the first time opportunity given to you. Get a polo t-shirt on Friday, polo t-shirt, and join us. And nobody will know that you are not a Pojoba.
We have a Pojoba here. A Kosam.
Yes.
He's a producer here.
Yeah, I know.
Just say, Akwaniti Nyejuma Bako. So I'm very fascinated that you've been able to count 2,000 plus one walks. I think that's a highlight of your event for me.
And want to celebrate the late Dr. Mani Boama.
Oh yeah.
You know, he's a Pojoba, a proud Pojoba.
Well, that's going to be a mixture of some happiness and some sadness and all of that.
I know the good thing.
How do you intend to celebrate him?
Actually, the walk. We've created a very nice statue for him. Okay. So we go there and then at least we remember the good work he did for the school and then for the general public.
Okay.
And you know, Saturday we went kaftan.
Why kaftan?
You know, we have a specialized designer who is doing it's only one designer. So for all Pojoba. Only one designer. So you have one nice kaftan for every Pojoba on Saturday. Then Sunday too, we have a white with our sash for the Thanksgiving Mass.
Oh
no, that's the best school in Eastern Region.
Yes. What's your personal experience when you were in school? Very short experience.
Actually, I had one Roman father who gave me 3H. Always walk with 3H. Your head, your hands, and your heart.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yes, 3H.
That's really nice.
Your head, your hands, and your heart, and everything will be okay.
And you're still working with those 3H,
I'm telling you.
Right? That's
actually, I want to say hi to Ekis Montessori School. I'm the proprietor of Ekis Montessori School. This 3H is shaping the school.
Oh, that's really nice. You said they can get a polo shirt. Where? How can they get it? Do you have a number they can call?
Yes, please. You know, we are well organized. So every year group, they have their executives.
Okay.
So they are where they can get it. But the non-Pojobas, please meet me at Justice Park. We'll make the t-shirt available for you.
The non-Pojobas, no, people who wives of the Pojobas,
wives of Pojobas are Pojoba. It's automatic. Wives of Pojoba. But you know, people are not Pojoba. They don't want to be part. For the first time, we will invite them to be part. We'll give them t-shirts. Just join for the program.
Well, I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
We'll be there to bring the stories and how it unfolds. Thank you for joining us. Well, this morning, news reaching us is that Court of Appeal acquits and discharge said in Atamaklo Atienu and says that prosecution could not prove case beyond reasonable doubt. That is the breaking news this morning. We'll bring you more on Joy News Desk. I hope that you don't miss it. But that's it. She's been acquitted and discharged completely of all charges. And that the prosecution was not able and could not be able to prove the case beyond any reasonable doubt. That's what you'll be mulling on until News Desk when we bring you details of that. We'll go for a quick break. When we come back, I'll take you to the Volta region. We'll have a quick conversation with Anthony Mini and how we're preparing to bring you Democracy is Not for Sale. I think the Supreme Court is already giving you an idea. If you've sold yours, go back for the money because democracy is not for sale. We'll have a quick conversation on how we're going to have that program in whole. Stay with me.
From region to region, from citizen to citizen, one conversation, one purpose, protecting Ghana's democracy. The conversation continues from the northern region where citizens and leaders came together to confront the growing influence of money in politics. The train now makes its next stop at the Volta regional capital of Ho because protecting our democracy is a shared responsibility. Join the Joy News Impact Makers Foundation for another exciting edition of Democracy is Not for Sale, a regional citizen politician dialogue bringing together citizens, political leaders, governance think tanks, civil society and the media to examine the impact of illicit political financing and explore reforms that will strengthen Ghana's democracy. Expect our team of researchers between the 27th and the 30th of July in Ho as they solicit your views for a survey ahead of the forum. The forum is on Friday, the 31st of July at the Freedom Hotel at Ho at 4 p.m. It will be live on Joy News, Joy 99.7 FM, myjoyonline.com, and all Joy News social media platforms. Democracy is not for sale. Your vote is your voice.
So the Volta Region edition of Joy News Democracy is not for sale. It's happening tomorrow in Ho. And ahead of the engagement, a Joy News research team has been on the ground in Ho, interacting with residents and gathering data to reflect citizen perspective on money in politics. And Anthony Mini is the lead data and research analyst for the project. And they've been on ground and is joining me. Anthony, are you enjoying my home region, and what have you gathered so far since your team landed in Ho?
I am enjoying your home region, especially your food. It's so amazing. We landed here on Monday, and we've been able to have engagement with over 200 people, and then we've taken some response from over 100 people to understand their perception as far as.
Anthony, did I lose you? I hope that I have not lost Anthony. But anyway, tomorrow we shall bring you this conversation whilst we try to connect with Anthony. But if I'm not able, good. Hello. I've got you, Anthony. Yes.
Yes, I was saying that I am really enjoying your home region.
Yeah.
Especially your food is amazing. I'm actually enjoying it a lot.
When I come, we'll talk about the food, and I'll come and just people watching us. But were there any surprising or concerning patterns that the data is revealing?
Interestingly, some of the young people here are saying that in as much as there is money being involved in our elections, they are saying that yes, they will accept whatever a politician actually gives them, but to actually vote for this particular person is actually going to be a challenge. This is actually opposing what people in the age group above 26 are actually saying. They are saying that money actually will determine who actually wins elections here in the Volta region. We've had engagement with over 200 voters, and then had response from 100 of them. What they are saying is that yes, they have seen vote buying going on. They have witnessed. Those who have not witnessed are saying that they've heard. So that is the general perception that we are actually getting here, Emefa.
Well, I'll see you, because tomorrow we're bringing that conversation live on Joy News, and so you don't want to miss it. But even before that conversation, we shall be engaging you, Anthony, to tell us how the data is looking. But enjoy it, and tell them that Emefa sent you. So eat what you can. I'll see you soon, okay?
Sure.
Democracy is not for sale. Regional Citizens and Politicians Forum is brought to you by the Joy News Impact Makers Foundation. Please make a date with us tomorrow and join the conversation live from Ho at 4 p.m. I'll be yours truly, your host. Ta echo magbana Volta region me miakata akpoga echo agba magbana kakacho de miakata mi adogola Freedom Hotel ko de ne mi adoje ya na vajira wo Volta ala be mi ayeba hoga kakana makpojira ala bana sago mabede mala bana hoga afi na dako, because when my mi ekpona doaju. And I'll see you. But please, this is how we wrap the show. I did this with the Hunter Pele. Please stay for Joy News Desk. But if you have not heard, news is that the Court of Appeal has acquitted and discharged Sedina Tamaklo of all charges, and the reason is that prosecution was unable to prove a more or reasonable doubt. That's it. We'll bring you more on News Desk. Please stay.
From region to region, from citizen to citizen. One conversation, one purpose. Protecting Ghana's democracy. The conversation continues from the northern region where citizens and leaders came together to confront the growing influence of money in politics. The train now makes its next stop at the Volta regional capital of Ho, because protecting our democracy is a shared responsibility. Join the Joy News Impact Makers Foundation for another exciting edition of Democracy is Not for Sale, a regional citizen-politician dialogue bringing together citizens, political leaders, governance think tanks, civil society, and the media to examine the impact of illicit political financing and explore reforms that will strengthen Ghana's democracy. Expect our team of researchers between the 27th and the 30th of July in Ho as they solicit your views for a survey ahead of the forum. The forum is on Friday, the 31st of July at the Freedom Hotel at Ho at 4 p.m. It will be live on Joy News, Joy 99.7 FM, myjoyonline.com, and all Joy News social media platforms. Democracy is not for sale. Your vote is your voice.
This week on the Career Trail.
I believe that the education system is broader beyond science and maths. I actually didn't work even with the course I studied. Because I called this current manager, Angel.
Yeah.
Yes, so they took me to Angel. So Angel listened to it. I was like, hey, Charlie, this is my boy. They used to call me Tiny because I was rapping in Ghana.
I used to drink and smoke.
Those times. I was like, God, what do you mean? This is my life. I woke up in the morning, everything was fine. I was just going to pick something. I came back, the studio was on fire.